Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Nuuli Forged. We're all here this week. Yay! Woo! Even Matt. Hey there, I've got it. Thanks for the Pikachus. Woo! Go team. Very exciting. Very exciting week this has been for all of us here. Just as a reminder to all the players and the viewers, everyone's level 12 now, so hope everyone has updated themselves appropriately. We are Nuuli Forged. We are a 5e Dungeons & Dragons homebrew, open D&D hashtag actual play stream. We play in the homebrew world of Nuuli, which came out of my brain, and these 5 glorious people are brave enough to play inside of. Not in my brain, in the world. But hey, you know, if they were playing in my brain, I'd probably be dead. And there'd be a whole slew of other questions as well.
Why are we filming it? That's the first question.
That is a good question. For science? I don't know.
For science.
For science.
That is obviously the answer. Welcome one and all. It's been a crazy week. I fully encourage everyone to read the OGL update that Wizards has put out and fill out the survey to let them know that they still got a lot of shit wrong. So I would recommend that because they're still trying to pull some stuff that's not really cool and some stuff is extremely vague. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. And that's that.
I mean, with every legal document, there is the correct amount of vagueness needed, but
to
at the
favor
same time,
them, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, but also, like, if you specify certain things too much, then it's easier to find a loophole.
Yeah.
So, like, if you say, harassment or stuff like that, and you specify what they think of harassment, and you miss something.
Sure. We are the only arbiters of what will be considered offensive going forward.
Yeah, that's a bit more of a problem. Because, like, a talented sex worker could make really cool content, and Wizards could be like, but we don't want your content associated with our content, so you can't make this anymore.
Yeah.
And that's what I have a problem with. Wizards should not be the end-all morality police of tabletop gaming. So, anyway... hey team. We're gonna go around, we're gonna introduce ourselves, but first, I need one of you to roll a D20.
Boot, since he made us go back to his village and then wasn't here.
But we didn't.
I know.
Okay, I'll roll the d20. Hang on, let me figure out how to do that again.
/RD20.
Or just select the D20 from the dice
fancy
roller.
way.
It's right there on the Roll20.
9.
9!
9?
Did it actually go through?
No. Oh, did you roll it on D&D Beyond? Okay.
Oh, yeah. I thought they were connected.
Well, we'll figure it out.
They're meant to be.
They should be. You might just need to update a setting or something. But that is okie dokie. You rolled a 9, you say. Great.
Oh. I mean, a 20, of course.
This is going to be easy for some people. I would like everyone to please introduce yourself, introduce your character, and tell me what is your character's favorite weather. Favorite weather. So like cyclones, sunny days, etc. Let's start off at the top of the stack with Mike.
I'm Mike. I play Defect, the Arcanaton Barbarian, and never had to think about this. I'm just going with calm day, sunny day for Defect.
Okay. All right, cool. Defect goes milquetoast. I like that.
Yeah.
I dig it. It's all good. Well, because he's not really affected by weather, so I guess he wouldn't really think about it too much.
Fair.
I don't know, does his wood get moldy in the rain?
Not yet.
No.
We'll find out.
Not yet.
Moving on down, we got Amber.
Hiya, I'm Amber. I play Greg, the Goblin Artificer. Greg's favorite weather is that, 76-degree day, with a mild breeze, because then my cloak billows out, every once in a while, and it's really exciting. But then also, like, I can wear all my stuff and not be totally overheating if there's a breeze. But also, it needs to be like sort of sunny, but not like completely sunny. It has to be like a little bit of cloudy, a little bit of sunny. Because again, I don't want to like totally overheat. Then again, it's really nice to be cozy. So maybe it's not a problem. Also, if we're walking, it probably should be a little bit cooler, just because walking is hard work, and I get really sweaty and tired because I have all my stuff.
Fair enough. That was a great answer. I love that.
I try.
I was to say, did I prep silence on Spoot?
Don't even.
Below on the next stack down, we have Sarah.
Oh, hey, that's me. My name is Sarah, and I play Olive, who's a half-orc moon druid. And I think Olive really enjoys a light drizzle. Like not a downpour, but like a light drizzle to make all the like plant leaves and everything all like sparkly and stuff. Yeah, and probably temperatures in like the 60s to low 70s Fahrenheit, because she is wearing armor, and nobody wants to wear armor in 90-degree weather.
That's fair. That's a good point.
That's all I got.
Moving on, next in the stack, we've got Tanner.
Hi, I'm Tanner. I'm playing Nereus, the Azamar sorcerer, and just inclement weather.
All of it.
All of it.
Yep.
He doesn't get cold, so just all of it.
Yep. And your backstory heavily features the fact that you like inclement weather. So, So I dig it. It's all good, baby.
Wintry mix.
Yeah.
Just all of it. Like the wintry mix we were supposed to get today.
We got it a little bit, at least when I was out in Midtown. We got a little of it.
Oh, I just get rain.
I only saw rain.
I saw a little sleet and snow.
A little bit of snow
down in Times Square area, because I went on I got invited last minute to the matinee of Hadestown.
Ooh,
nice.
Which I had never seen, so I was like, sure. It was fun. It was good. Good job to the cast. Good job to the crew. Anyway, that's a total tangent. Next on the stack, we have, or last in the stack, but not least in the stack, we've got Matt.
Yo, I'm Matt. I'm playing Spoot. Sometimes I swear I'm just gonna make up things. I don't actually remember what I'm playing sometimes. The Turtle Cleric. Anyway, Spoot's favorite weather is probably early fall. It's cooling off a little bit. It's not really cold yet. Leaves are starting to change, maybe.
Okay. Cool. I dig it. Wonderful. And I am Jared. I'm your humble dungeon master here, and I play everyone and everything else that is not these 5 glorious PCs to my side here. They are fantastic, and they hopefully continue to be alive. But all that being said, let's dive right into last time on Nuuli Forged. I'm getting into this radio thing. I've watched a lot of like Has Been Hotel like a couple of times and Hell of a Boss. So I'm like really into like this Alistair Radio Demon stuff. So I wish I had that kind of voice, which is another tangent. But anyway, last time on Nuuli Forged, our heroes decided to leave the swamp and used Olive's transport via plants ability to return to Fay Harbor Manor, or as it's more commonly known, Misfit Manor. There they stocked up on some rations, arranged a trip across the Broken Lake, and caught up with Kaelin, their friend Adis's husband. Spoot spent the day conferencing with Seda Malor, discussing logistics of an expedition to Ozmag, using Mucklow as a base, and the best way to get there, to, from, etc. Greg, who was a little tired after being dead, decided to rest up for a bit, and so spent the day resting and eating lots of sweets that Kepi provided.
Being dead is exhausting, y'all.
It is. It's got effects. There are consequences to death in a strange way.
Who would have known?
The rest of the group decided to also head towards the Library of 3 in Fay Harbor, to see if they could find any information on the outcropping or dwarves that were supposedly residents of that area, as Nereus felt that maybe Soul Mountain was not the way to go. So they went and unfortunately did not find too much information. The dwarves appear not to have been seen or heard from since the early days of the breaking, and no one knows if they even still exist or where in the outcropping the entrance to their home might be. Gathering up their belongings, next day they set across the broken lake, and the party arrived a scant 2 days later due to the control winds from Nereus and Olive, at a small little way station, sort of hamlet town called Dockshore. They spent a quick night and used their magical capabilities for a few of them to become giant eagles and fly the rest of the way to Laurenton, Nereus's hometown on the western coast of Johanna, on the coastline of the Vantic Ocean. Nereus brought the party through the city streets, through the city of captains, to his family's home, where the party met his stoic orc mom Delilah, his exuberant tiefling mama Joy, and 3 of his 11 siblings, before the party was shuffled off on a tour with Yoki, the Furbolg younger sister of Nereus, and Nereus stayed behind to help Mama Joy cook some dinner, or at least get it prepped. So, as we pick up, seeing you all with Yoki, kind of show you around the Barrel District, which is the northwestern district of this town, which sits on the north side of a peninsula, kind of jutting out into the Vantic Ocean off the western coast. Or maybe not a peninsula, but a little jut of land, I guess. Isthmus? I don't know. That's not right. I don't know. Geography people, you can figure it out. Little knuckle. I don't know. Anyway.
That is the technical term, yes.
Yeah.
Little knuckle of land.
As you are walking around, you're noticing a few things. There is all manner of people here. There's a lot of humans. There's a lot of orcs and orc heritage people. There's a lot of people who have, at most, half-elven heritage. Once again, in the cities, you don't find any full elven blood here, which is a little weird. There's a surprising number of tieflings, though, as you're walking around. You've met a few tieflings here and there. You've seen them before, but there's a surprising number here. For whatever reason, it seems to be a popular place for tieflings to live. Everyone kind of waves to Yoki. A few people actually stop them and ask them. Oh, that is an error on my part. Yoki has changed their pronouns since Nereus' last time, so they are now Nereus' sibling, and use they them pronouns, because character development's a thing. But a lot of people will rush up to Yoki and say hi, or will ask their opinion on a little argument that they seem to be having with a friend of theirs or a compatriot. And the area that you are walking down seems to be full of like playing children, and there's like shops, and the main road is very open and lively. There's a few taverns around. And you can see Yoki kind of gets to the top of a little hill and points down towards the dock district, which is expansive and has many, many ships in there. Over the course of this tour and explanation, Yoki explains that the city is the captain's city, because it is there are essentially 9 neighborhoods that make up the bulk of Laurenton, and each neighborhood is run by a captain. The 5 most powerful kind of run the city once a quarter, for lack of a better terminology. 4 times a year, once every season, the 5 most powerful captains get together. Although they don't explain how that is determined. If they know or not, I don't know. It's unclear. But they do tell you that, there are places that if you are aligned with one captain or you live in one neighborhood, you don't go. But the main streets are safe, per law. Nereus had pointed out to you all the last time that there are a group of individuals called Watchers who patrol the city's perimeter. And those people are an entity unto themselves. They are forbidden from engaging in any inter-crew rivalries or allegiances. They can live kind of wherever they want, but they just can't take sides in any arguments. Instead, focusing on the safety of the city as a whole. And Yoki explains to you as they are showing you the docks from up on top of this hill that the docks are kind of similar. The docks are a neutral area run by the dock master alone. And all the workers there have to vow oaths of neutrality. And they are heavily enforced by the dock master. And you can't just wander the docks if you are not a licensed dock worker. You have to be escorted by one or a group, even including the captains and their crews. So they take the sanctity of the docks very seriously, because it is the lifeblood of the city. So if it was a rolling ball of the chaos that overflows into streets or ships were set on fire, it would be detrimental to the city itself. So while the dockmaster does not run the city, they are in charge of the docks. And they explain all this to you in a very calm kind of, well, this is how it is, and it's okay, and everybody understands. Because they are a very calm individual. They are very much, and you see this when people run up being like, "Oh, Yoki, can you help me out?" They are super, 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 like, chill, laid back. They listen to both sides. So your walk takes a little while. And when the rain starts to drizzle down on you all as it was moving in from the coastline, they don't seem to be bothered by the rain. And in fact, most of the people around here just kind of turn up their collars or like put a hood up and then just keep going about their business. Seems like rain is a fairly common occurrence here in Laurenton. But after a while, Yoki turns to you all. Well, would you like to see anything else? Do you have any more questions? Or should we make our way back home? I don't know how you deal in rain.
We get wet. But none of us are made of sugar.
Am I there?
Yes.
I might be made of sugar by now.
Everyone is there except Nereus.
I mean, I don't know. I guess it's not raining that hard. I'll just put on my hood. But I really want to get wet. Are we going to go inside? Where are we going? What are we doing?
We're getting a tour.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Where are the things I can eat? I'm really hungry.
Oh,
Defect
well,
Blue, carry me.
in that case, let's head home. Maybe Mama's started supper. And so they kind of just turn around and begin heading you back, still pointing out nifty, cool places and various shops and whatnot. Meanwhile, back at Casa the Joy and Delilah, Nereus, you and your mama are prepping for dinner, like peeling vegetables, boiling water, cooking stuff. She's pounding out a few extra loaves of bread, kneading them, letting them rise up. What do you want to say to your mama?
How's things been? I see that shit, hold on. Let me pull up my list. I forgot to do that. Can't remember everybody.
Keep track of your siblings?
Yeah. Wait. Oh, there it is. So, where's Jay? Does he still come home, or does he spend most of his time out?
Oh yeah, of course. Well, Jay, of course, is he's 19 now, so he's got his own life, but he does still live here and come home. Although he spends a lot of his time with his current beau. He's a very nice boy named Colton. I think they met at the money lending house, which is where Jay is working now.
Okay.
Which seems to suit him very well. I mean, you'll see, he makes really good money and he dresses much nicer now. But he's still got the same taste in those horrible apothecary aromas. But
Oh.
my hope is that one day he gets out of it, or maybe Colton will get him out of it, if you know what I mean. But I don't want to say anything.
It did tend to give me a bit of a headache.
Yes, I try to make sure he only puts it on in his room and is, But he's doing good. Let's see. Ify, she has a couple of boyfriends. They're very nice boys. There's Cody. Cody is a nice little human boy, and Wayner's a very handsome orcish gentleman. They're a cute little throuple. It's very nice. She's also apprenticing now down at the docks to one of the assistant dock masters, so that's really cool. And that's very good for her. Because she's, you know how she is. So having her in a place where she is not being given a lot of strife is a good thing. Not that there's not a lot of hard work to be done down at the docks, because there certainly are. But, the less in the middle of social things she is, the better off, I think.
She just get a bit dramatic.
Yes, I know. I love her very much, but she can be a bit uppity, about certain things.
Yeah.
Sabin has become a really fantastic artist. He's really invested in his art studies now. So he does a lot of not apprenticing, but learning from various artists in town. So he spends most of his days doing that. He hasn't really developed his own style or anything yet, but we are very hopeful for him.
Have you heard from Ukum?
Oh, it's been a couple weeks, but he let us know that he was home from a job recently. He's, I understand that Ukum is very difficult to deal with at times. But, he was the oldest. He was a lot of pressure put on him. And then there was a lot of expectations. And then, the dynamics changed very quickly for him when Helena came along. And so, sometimes I feel like he thinks he got left out at certain things. But I always try to include him. He's my baby. I love him very much. I know you two have some problems. But I think if you just talked about them, you'd really get along very well. Because, I know he's a little pushy, but
He was never really the talking type.
oh, that's true too. He keeps a lot of stuff up inside. He's much like your mother that way.
Yeah. And Helena.
Well,
Oh,
Helena
really?
is... Helna's a very smart and very passionate woman, okay? But...
Sure, those are good words for it.
Well, I understand that she can be a little snipey, and if you get on her wrong side, it will take you forever to get out of it. She's not a very forgiving person. I know.
I don't think I ever left it.
Yes, well... She and your mother are in a little bit of a spiff right now, so she hasn't been around lately.
Business has been good for Mum?
Well, yes, for the most part. Again, so this is what the argument between your mom and Helna's all about, you see, because Helna sort of took a job at, Helna took a job with Richmond. So when Helga took that job, she sort of sniped away a very valuable client, and your mom was not too pleased about that, so they're arguing. And not, well, you know how they argue by not speaking to one another, and it's very awkward for everybody.
Yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen at dinner.
Oh, I doubt Helena will be around. But I think all the rest will be in. Yoki, of course, will be in. Their apartment has. Oh, I should tell you, they've changed how they address themselves now. So just which is fine. I love them very much, so it's okay. But they have developed their own, or they have arranged for their own quarters in not too far away. But they've arranged for a room. Once it is ready, they will move in there. Jay, we've already talked about. Lindra, she's been out helping babysit some of the younger kids in the neighborhood. So she'll be home, definitely. Ify, we talked about. Sabin, we talked about. Oh, Ramir. Oh, I haven't told you about Ramir. He's working now part-time because he's very smart, He's so smart, my little Rami. Rami is working now at the Compass Point part-time, so that's very exciting. He's learning so much and very much into it. It's so good for him. And little Turi over there, and your younger brother, Turi, just who looked like he was trying to sneak something out of a jar, immediately turns and is like, Turi, sorry, mama. And he puts the lid down and scampers back. Turi, of course, has, a little bit of a impish nature, but he's now apprenticed with Captain Cassidy Cates himself. So, the hope is that he will learn a little discipline from the captain, if you know what I mean. But the captain's out of town at the moment, so because he's just a little boy, he's not a full cabin boy, so he's not out in the oceans.
Where's Kate?
Captain Cates? Oh, I'm not sure where he is. He left town on a ship for a little bit, but his first mate is running the local Lightning Eyes, so everything's okay.
All right, and then
they should be back anytime. I think he should. Yes, I think they will probably dock in the next day or so. They've been gone for about 3 days, so I don't think they were going to be gone very long. Short trip for some reason.
All right, and then Hegel seems to have grown a little bit.
Oh, he's
still short.
Well, I think he will always be, but he's a sweet child. He can be a little, bratty. I'm not going to lie to you, but he's a sweet child nonetheless.
Well, I mean, that age the others were as well.
Oh, yes, I'm very used to it, let me tell you what.
If he was, especially.
If he wasn't so bad until she realized that she could create more attention for herself if she stirred up trouble with the rest of you.
Specialty. That was quite a specialty.
Well, it's hard being the only person who looks like you around anywhere,
That's fair. But
everybody else kind of has other sorts of folks, at least socially, who look like themselves a little bit.
Yeah, but it made you and Yoki's job a lot harder.
It did. I'm not going to say it did not, but But I can't help it. I just love you all so much. And she reaches over and just cups your face. Now, here.
You have flour on your hands. Oh,
I know. It's fun. Don't you worry about it. Now, here. Cut up these carrots, Nereus.
Okay.
And so you continue getting caught up with your mama about the family and all these sorts of things. The rain starts pitter-pattering in against the window pane. And not too long after that, the rest of your friends arrive with Yoki. The door opens. Hello, Mama. We are back. Hello, Neri. It's so nice to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you too. Welcome back, everybody.
Hi, is dinner ready? I'm hungry. Also might be bedtime, but I think I want to eat before I go to bed.
I mean,
Don't worry, Grieg. We will be having dinner in a short while. If you want, you can help set the table with the others. Starken. Oh no, Starken's with Lindra. Turi. Show Grieg where everything is. Yeah. Okay, that's a good boy.
Oh no, that might be a
How
bad
do you
idea.
set the table? What is a table? How do you set it?
Yeah. Turi looks right at you. It's like, and Turi's about a little bit taller than you, I think. He's a 9-year-old human. Looking right at you and says, "So, you're Greg, huh?"
Yes.
Well-
You're Curry.
Yeah. We're gonna set the table.
What does that even mean?
We're gonna put out the dishes and the knives and the forks.
Like on a design, or they have places they go?
Yeah, they got places they go. Come on, I'll teach you.
So it's like a restaurant.
I guess.
Okay.
And he brings you over to a dresser, which looks just like a little regular like dresser. Says, open that drawer there, pointing to the one on the left.
This one?
Yeah.
I point to the wrong one.
No, that one.
That one? I point to the wrong one.
How are you pointing at the wrong one all the time? Are you like not smart?
No, I'm making sure you're smart.
Well, I told you the right one the first time.
Which one?
That one. Pointing to the one on the
But
left.
this could be that one, and that one could be this one.
No. That one would be this one. That one is that one. This one is this one.
But what if this one is that one?
Well, then you're wrong.
Depends on if I'm standing there or here.
No, because that one's always that one, and this one's always this one.
That's not true, because what if I point at this one, and then it's actually that one to you?
But it's not, because that one's that one, and this one is this one.
Yes, but what if it's this one? If you're touching that one, then it becomes this one. If you're touching that one, then it becomes this one.
I can't even follow this anymore.
Do you need any other help with setting the table?
We'll get there. We'll get there.
It's
You all
probably best to keep
hear this
supervising.
argument like in the background, getting louder as Turi is just like, "Are you not smart? I don't understand. Just open that drawer.
This one?
Not this one. That one."
But when I'm pointing at the thing and I'm touching it, it's this. When you're pointing
The
at
one
it,
on
it's that.
the one on the left. How hard is that?
The one on your left or my left?
It's both our lefts. We're both looking at the same one.
What? No, I'm looking at you.
No, we're looking at that
Which one?
right there.
All right, Greg will open the drawer on Turi's left.
Great. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
I told you he was sus. Insight check not needed.
13.
13 is enough. Immediately, like a Jack-in-the-Box type thing, kind of just like boom, pops up like right where your face would be, and you manage to like dodge it. And the kid falls to the ground laughing.
I was just going to look over there and just do some primal savagery and get really long claws and just go.
Greg is also gonna die of laughter.
Turi is just on the floor laughing. He doesn't even notice because he thinks he was very funny.
Greg is gonna fall down laughing too. And then gonna take apart the mechanism and be like, how'd you do this? Did you make it yourself?
No, a family friend made it. I just put it in there and cranked it open so that when the drawer opened, whoever did it would get punk right in the face. It's very funny. You and Turi immediately become friends.
9-year-olds do love each other. What can I say?
Through his impish nature, he's like very much on your level in that regard.
Just because.
Just gonna turn around towards Spoot and kind of like look at Spoot and then look at them and look at Spoot and just go like,
9-year-olds unite. I guess I have to
Yes,
listen to
he
that.
has to
We've been
stay
playing this
here,
game a
says
while.
Spoot.
Just because 9
Can
is
only
the
handle
Elf
Greg.
Goblin years.
No, but Nereus is giving Spoot like a please keep an eye on them.
All right. Spoot will just
I'm gonna
watch if
teach
that's
this
what
kid
he can do
so
to help.
Yeah, you watch as this little human boy shows Greg how to set the table, which you realize is like multiple tables that have been like built together, crafted in such a way where like one table makes it doesn't quite match but gets to another table, but not in like a haphazard way, in a very like well done kind of way. And it seems like the more older tables have the older chairs. Like maybe as the family grew, like a new table was added and so forth and so on.
There are a lot of people who eat in this kitchen.
Yeah, there are about there are 7 chairs on either side plus 1 at either end. So there's 16 potential seatings, which seems like a lot. But so with Grig helping out, Turi is able to get everything placed. And Joyce pipes up, "Okay, everyone, you should go get yourselves ready for dinner. We should be fine, I think. I don't know. Well, if more people come in, it'll be fine. Sterling might be here, he might not, who knows. Anyway, find yourselves a chair. Just don't sit in the big oak one. That's for Delilah."
Do we have a chair big enough for Spoot and Defect?
Oh, it's okay. I can stand or
Of course.
kneel.
That would not be a problem.
Or a stool.
Turi, get the stools for the the larger people. And Turi like goes into another room and like brings out a couple of stools. He kind of drags them out because he can't quite lift them both. They're sturdy looking stools. They're just like they're really like backless chairs is what they are, or piano benches or something akin to that nature.
Something with room for a shell.
Yeah, but they decidedly put you on one side of the table as opposed to the other side.
The big kids table.
Yeah, well, it's all one table, but yeah. So as things are getting finalized here, and you're all like starting to wonder or sit down, Yoki comes down the stairs, and just kind of begins talking to you all casually. And that is when the door opens and you see a very tall woman walk in. She's got kind of long tresses that flow over her shoulder, like, well, actually, yeah. So it's like there's hair, but it's not a lot. Like, it's bald up to like the top of her head, so it's just the back, and it just kind of flows over the shoulders a little bit. It is not overly like most humanoids. It's not like very overt in that way. She's got kind of a shale colored gray skin. There's some black markings that appeared natural on her face. She's about 6'3" or so. You recognize her as a Goliath, a giant descended humanoid. She's wearing a very nice kind of like buttercream colored dress, and she's got a slightly taller halfling with her, holding her hand.
Slightly taller than the Goliath?
No, slightly taller than the other halfling. Slightly taller than the other halfling you've seen here. Nereus, you recognize both these two immediately. Mama, we're home. Oh,
Lindra.
Nere, look at you. Oh, Neri, it's so nice to see you. Come here, brother. And she comes and gives you a big warm hug. Starkin, you remember Neri? Starkin looks up at you. Hi.
Hello. You're a bit taller, also.
Yeah. What'd you bring me?
Start looking through my bag.
You were gone a long time. It's only nice to bring your little brother something.
I don't think I have anything safe for you.
What's unsafe?
I will point at Greg.
He looks over immediately to you and Turi, like whatever you're talking about, and he immediately just
You like science?
bullseye over. I don't know what that is, and immediately comes over and starts talking to the two of you.
Zing bang.
Lindra just kind of.
This is a bad idea.
We're gonna do science. Stand back, everyone.
Stand back. I'm going to try science.
Brother, I don't know what you brought home, but it is interesting to say the least.
Yeah, that might be a. We might need to keep an eye on that trio over there. It's a little
Spoot
Oh, well.
nods.
That certainly would. I mean, if you're adding a third one, I feel like you should help me watch them.
I'll do my best. But Lindra, this is Spoot.
Oh.
Olive. Defect.
Hello. Oh, it's nice to meet you. My name is Lindra. Hello. Hi. Wow, you are an eclectic group.
we get that a lot.
You are too.
We stand
That's
out
true.
quite a
We
bit.
are. I
That's why
wasn't
you guys
commenting.
don't bother me in the slightest.
And she kind of smiles. I'll be right back. I just need to put a few things away from work. And she goes off. Eventually, you all sit down. Delilah comes in from the store, having closed up. Comes in, says hello to you all. Hi to every kid she passes on her way to Joy, who she leans down and kisses on the forehead. And Joy kind of like, eh. And as she turns around, Joy takes a spoon and playfully smacks Delilah on the butt,
Oh my.
which
I
causes
like a defect.
Delilah to turn and kind of just, you swear it's a glare, but then you see a little smirk come across Delilah's face as she continues on to her chair and sits down. Eventually, another little human boy, younger human boy, comes in, dressed in like a suit that's kind of like a size too small, because he's a little pudgier. Has like kind of crooked spectacles, like big spectacles on his face, but still like looks capable even at a young age. So he comes in. He's like, "Hi, Mama, I am home." Ramir, it's good to see you, son. Your brother's home. He's like, "Which one?" "Oh, we have visitors." "Oh, Nereus, it's been a while. Hello." And your brother Ramir comes and gives you a hug.
Hi. Did you break your glasses again?
Well, I didn't mean to, but a book fell on them.
Just give them here.
Here you go.
And I'll start using mending.
Aha!
Cool.
Someone does have it.
You very easily mend your brother's glasses. Oh, thank you quite so much. There's a lot, I don't know if you know, but I'm working at the Compass Point now, and there's a lot of large tomes that are in the historical section, and, well, one of them may have fallen on me during my lunch break, so...
Ooh, show me
Raymer,
this place.
this is Spoot. Spoot is, likes to seek out lots of knowledge as well.
Oh, do you?
You might have some stories, Spoot might have some stories he can share.
Oh, I would love to
well-
see where these tomes are stored.
Oh, well, certainly. Let me tell you about what I was reading about on my break today. And he begins to launch into, like, a mild accounting of the lime plates and what has been discovered about them.
Spoot is eating this up.
Yeah.
Writing notes, even.
Yeah, so you and this 11-year-old boy are having a good old time there.
This also means I'm no longer watching Krieg and the Science.
Yep, it does.
Shit.
So Joy calls out, "Okay, everyone, come here, kids, come help Mama bring the stuff to the table." And like most of the kids, like get up. The older ones do, Yoki and Lindra, and that is immediately when the door opens, and a young woman with kind of aquamarine skin enters. She's got big kind of fanned out ears, long blue-green hair that's in a short... It's actually not long. It's in a short little, like, what are they, like a bob style kind of cut. Wearing, heavy overalls, and that even being, like, obviously work attire are still well-fitted. And she's got two other individuals with her, two male individuals. There's a young human man with kind of blonde wavy hair who looks to be like fairly fit, and like kind of a paler skin tone, and a half orcish individual, maybe definitely orcish, slight little underbite tusks, kind of thin and on the shorter side with kind of a brown bowl cut. But she walks in. "Hi, everyone. I'm home." "Oh,
Welcome home.
Nereus. Hi. You're home. I didn't think you'd be here. This is exciting. And you brought friends. Oh, who are your friends?" "Oh, Nereus, you must meet my boyfriends. This is Cody and this is Wayner." She introduces the human and the half-orc in that order.
Lovely to meet both of you.
Hi.
Did we make enough food?
"Oh, well, they're not staying. They just wanted to walk me home. Aren't they sweet?" And she kisses them both.
Okay, that's sweet.
Yeah, she kisses them both on the cheek. And they kind of like smile awkwardly, seeing the vast amount of people here. "All right. Okay, boys. Walk me to work tomorrow, and then tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow night, we'll go out. We'll do something." "Okay. All right. Good night. Goodbye, Mama Joy. Good night, Delilah." And they both moms kind of like give a wave, and they leave. "I do like those boys. They are very nice." Delilah just goes, "Good kids."
If you'll have to tell me how you worked that out later.
Well, actually, it's very interesting, you see, because let's
wait till after dinner.
Oh, sure. And she kind of runs into the kitchen and grabs like a bowl of like roasted vegetables that still needs to be brought over. And so you all kind of sit down, and right as you're starting to like dig into dinner, the door opens again.
Oh my goodness.
And in walks a
Brady Bunch.
Yeah, in walks a tall-ish, like 5'10", 5'11", kind of ruddy-skinned tiefling with horns that kind of curl just straight up. They don't curl around under like Joy's do. They just kind of go up and back. Kind of a ruddy tan skin tone, more so than anything else. With a tail. And he's not like plus size, but he's got like a little bit of a belly. But he's got a very finely cut like suit kind of thing going on. Very well dressed, and has this air of confidence. And he's just like, "This is my body and I own it, and you're going to love it about me." But he walks in.
I bet he has trouble buying sweaters. Those horns.
Maybe not.
V-necks.
But he walks in. "Hello, family. I'm home."
I thought I smelled you.
"Oh, Near! You're home. Hey, brother. It's nice to see you. Come here. Give me a hug. Oh, you look old. Oh, I love you so much."
And you smell horrid.
Oh, you're so sweet. This tiefling, like, immediately like dominates the room with his presence. He's just so charismatic. He's like, oh, and you must be friends of Nereus. My name's Jay. He's very rude not to introduce me, but that's okay. He's still a good fella. Hello, it's nice to meet you all. And he meets you. Oh, Hun, why don't you come on in? And you see this human man kind of step in after him, who's like very fit. Like you can tell, like underneath the clothes, like he's got broad shoulders. He's got like the chest that kind of sticks out a little bit. Very fit kind of individual, clean shaven, blonde, short, kind of it's like, Near, this is my current boyfriend. This is Colton.
Current.
Hello, Colton.
Hi. Nice to meet you. Jay's mentioned you, but he's got a lot of siblings, so you know.
There's a lot of us.
Yes.
My friends are just meeting everybody for the first time. I think I made a mistake. And I look at Greg.
Yeah.
What? Why are you looking at me?
Meanwhile, you and Turi have like built a castle, for lack of a better word, out of like other people's silverware, and it's just like this little thing that's like teetering on edge
around my vial that is a piece of the dragon bits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, sorry, chimera flesh. There's a piece of chimera flesh in a vial, and it's inside the castle.
Yeah. So you and Turi and Starkin are like having a great time.
Yeah.
We found Greg's people.
So Jay
Maybe it glows.
looks over to Joy. Mama, do you think it's all right if Colton joins us this evening, or is there not enough? Oh, of course he can. Come on, sit on Colton. It's fine. And so you all gather, and the meal begins in actuality. Everyone who should be here, and a few extras, are now here. And dinner begins, which is an affair at this house, because it is a constant stream of crosstalk, as well as everybody sharing what their day happened. Joy is very adamant that everybody share something that happened to them over the course of the day. And it's a big family dinner, and you all have an experience like that. As you're kind of hearing this family kind of go around and share something about themselves, what's going through everyone's mind? Let's start with Spoot.
Where did we leave off with the tome discussion?
You and Raymer have, he's told you about his employment. He works at what is essentially like an information office.
What?
Yeah.
As an 11-year-old, new best friend.
Yeah, he's like, you realize this kid is like super smart.
Don't let this kid die, Nereus. Yeah, no, I think that Spoot's probably a little overwhelmed with the number of people that are suddenly here, because outside of his turtle clan is not really like super into that. So I think he's just, maybe still chatting it up with the 11-year-old or pondering his trip to the information center.
Yeah, he's happy to keep talking with you. He lets you know that like normally he tries to tell the family about his day, and most of them just kind of glaze over and fall off. So he's having a good time talking to someone else who appreciates books as much as he does.
Nice.
Defect, what's going through your mind in this environment which you've never been in before?
You're right, never been in. So, like Spoot, he's sort of just taking it in. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. The one that's hanging out with Grig, that was the one that tried to trip me up?
Yes, that was Turi.
That was the same one.
Yep.
Yeah. So seeing the two of them together and having fun building this thing, it's a hint of jealousy. Defect will accidentally try to bump the table to make their castle fall apart.
Go ahead, make a sleight of hand check.
Oh no. The whole table's gonna come over.
It's just to see how much of the table you disrupt.
That's a nat 20, baby.
Wow.
That
The
could either be
slightest
horrible
vibration.
or great.
Precision.
That is amazing. That is the time for
The
a nat 20.
slightest vibration. I send it only one direction.
Yeah, you kind of just like reach your hand under the table across where Grig is sitting and setting up this castle thing, and you just kind of thunk it right underneath it, and it's just the right spot, and the whole thing clatters to the ground. Ting, 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 ting.
We burst into laughter.
Grig, that brings us to you. As
Makes
you
me
are.
get more jealous.
Oh no.
It backfired.
You've worked against yourself. Greg, moving then to you, as you are laughing in this environment with what is essentially a soulmate in a way with this Tory kid whose love of mischief matches potentially your own, and this other halfling, Starkin, who is very loudly claiming that he's a part of it too.
He's the wee one, yeah?
Yes, yeah.
He's the second youngest, yes. The youngest is sitting next to Joy over there. That's Hegel.
Gotcha. Starkin. David, look, it fell down.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, look. We didn't build it strong enough. I bet if we put this structure over here like this and then twisted this, maybe if we use some spoons, maybe if we should put the forks together, like intertwined, and then the tines will support each other. But while Grig is doing this whole like narrative and engaged in the things, like I think this is a very familiar situation for Grig. But what's different is that everybody's happy instead of trying to hurt each other or like steal from each other. So Grig is like in the back burner being like, "Whoa, this is what this is." Like clan and like many people around is normal, but everyone not being like, "That's mine," is different. That's only ever been with like the five of us, which is very different because we're grown-ups.
Ish.
And I would say that if there's any moment when like we're eating more than playing, Grig is definitely really worried, like back burner. If just like is being here dangerous for them?
Got it.
Just like whatever momentary thing of like, yeah.
Oh,
That.
Greek cares.
Oh. Well, Greek found a friend really quickly. Then we'll go to Olive. Olive, you probably also are unfamiliar with this sort of environment.
Nah, this is more people than Olive has ever been in one room with, other than like a crowded public place. She is definitely keeping a firm hand on her silverware. And
Can I borrow that? No? Okay.
and probably like talking quietly to like whoever is seated next to her, like maybe the Goliath girl if she's nearby.
Yeah, you're sitting right next to Lindra, and she's very happy to chat with you.
Yeah, not about anything important, just kind of like, oh god, there's an awful lot of people here, and I can't possibly focus on everyone at once. So this person seems safe, and
Yeah. Nereus, you are in a unique position here because you know this environment very well. But now you've got the added thing of your friends are here, as well as Jay's current boyfriend.
Nereus is just trying to more or less absorb like how everybody's changed since he's left. As well as like trying to make sure that his friends are having a good time while also concerned about Greg. Because that is trouble brewing.
Fair enough.
Olive just wants her silverware to be clean when she wants to use it, and doesn't want grubby 9-year-olds playing with it.
I'm 10 now, I think.
Congratulations. So you all have a lovely experience at this very warm, familial table where you are welcomed without question and are just immediately absorbed into the warm atmosphere that this family, which is very diverse and wild and crazy, but still solid, welcomes you with. Yeah. So the meal dies down. Plates are cleaned and begun to put away. And as it is the younger kids' responsibilities to like bring dishes over and like start to wash them with Mama. The door slams open, and in a open leather jerkin walks in a 6'8", massively muscled, bulky, shaved head, deep gray, almost obsidian skin, hulking Goliath.
Olive immediately stands in front of the girl she's been talking to.
Yeah, he just.
My wrench is glowing with fire.
He storms.
Spook's like, protect this little smart kid.
He storms in, looks at you all confused, and then looks directly at Delilah, who has stood up. Says, "Mom, we need to talk." To which she replies, "Ukum, you don't slam the door. Now come in and behave like a civilized child." And immediately Joy comes out and goes, "Ukum, you know you're not supposed to slam the door. Apologize to everybody." "Sorry." And he quietly closes the door behind him. And he takes a couple steps into the room. Says, "Mom, I don't know what you need to do, but you need to get Helena out of my home. She's driving me crazy."
Oh, that's a match made in heaven.
He immediately looks over to you. "Shut up, twerp." And goes back to Delilah. "I don't care that this argument is because she swiped a customer. Get over it. All she does is come over to my place now and snipe at me about shit I don't care about. Ukum, you watch your language in this house, okay? You be better to the children." "Sorry, Mama." "I mean it, Mom. You need to fix it. Because I can't take it." Delilah just is like sitting there with her arms crossed, looking at him the whole time. "When your sister wants to apologize, she knows where we are." Have you met Helena, like, ever? You think she's going to come over here and apologize? Ukum. She hurt this family. You are the only one she talks to when she gets this way. You tell her what she needs to do to get over it, because she'll listen to you. Fine. And he just kind of like goes and storms out. Before storming out, Sabin comes over and just says, "Hi, Ukum." And he glowers down at his younger brother, which is the 13-year-old human who's been kind of shy this whole time. He just looks down. "What you working on?" "Well, I'm learning about oil painting right now." "Good. Paint me something nice." And then he looks up at Nereus and just kind of glares and says, "Are you here long, twerp?"
Maybe just to piss you off.
"Well, you've already done that.
I know, I'm great at it, aren't I?
You had to be good at something, I suppose."
Are you still, more bronze than brain.
I don't know. Are you still more magic than sense?
Well, I mean, it has killed a dragon, so.
Yeah. You're not the only one in this family who's killed things.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I'd like to hear about that.
Well, maybe sometime when Mama's not around.
Probably best if nobody else is around.
Best person you could be around is nobody.
Well, sure. For people like you who can't make friends.
I got plenty of friends. I just have one too many siblings. At which point he turns and says, "Goodbye, Mom," and walks out the door and closes it behind him.
He's still so lovely.
Oh, Neri, I'm so sorry about. He's so rude sometimes, but I know he really does care about you.
I didn't really care that much.
Oh, well, come on. You are brothers. You should be better. I mean, you are his oldest younger brother, so, maybe you should try to work on it a little bit. He's very stubborn. I know, but sometimes stubborn people are the best ones. And she winks over at Delilah, who just kind of in the chair.
Well, I mean, he doesn't care to talk too much and, doesn't like my magic. I can't really lift anything, so.
Well,
not much to talk about with him.
I know, I understand. It's always been a competition between you two boys, and it really makes me very sad. Oh, but I suppose there's
Maybe
not
he
much...
can make friends with Defect. Little bridge.
Well, I mean, he's quite sociable, really. It's just you two always at the heads with... but you're just... Oh, I just love you both so much. It just hurts me as your mama that you always are at each other's faces and getting up in each other's business. I just want my boys to get along.
Well, I'm to get along. But if he wants to be snarky, two can play at that game.
I know. Oh, it would just be nice to have a full, peaceful house for a change. And she kind of looks over at Delilah, who goes, "If she shows up, I'll forgive her. But she's got to make the effort, too." "Oh, I know, dear. It's okay. Anyway. All right, kids, back to cleaning. Come on." And she kind of shuffles the younger ones back in. And you five are kind of, between all the kids and the family having, like, responsibilities now, you five are kind of left to your own devices for a little bit. What would you like to do?
So, would you guys like a night on the town?
Yes. I, for one, would like to get out of this house.
What's
What's wrong with my house?
Feeling a little cramped, that's all.
I
the
mean,
thing we built. Did you see that? Turi's okay.
I
Turi
did.
reminds me of a young me.
He reminds me of you currently.
What? I mean, but goblins when they're 9. I'm a grown up. He's just a kid.
You are a grown-up, but you act the same.
No. I'm teaching him things.
Defect.
That concerns me. There's some nice taverns in town. There's a tavern that people like to fight at a lot. There might still be some of the shops open. Most of them will probably be closing right now. I don't know. Do you guys have any ideas?
I don't know.
What was that first one you said?
You want to go to the nice tavern or the punchy tavern?
Punchy.
All right.
I think I might stay here and tell the book what's going on because I still don't feel great.
Okay.
Go
Greg?
win some fights, Defect.
Greg.
Well, we can just watch some fights.
This house better still be here when I get back.
I won't set any fires. I did notice that the building is rather flammable.
Good observation.
I hope we're all concerned right now.
I mean, now that's a
Trust
step in the right
me.
direction.
Trust me, I'm responsible with science.
Olive is going to give Greg a spare Periton feather as safe science.
It's a big
Parakeet
feather.
What's that?
It's a big, colorful feather
Ooh. Alright, let's talk about, where does it come from?
from a Periton.
It's
What's a
like the
Periton?
birds with the teeth.
Yeah,
Like the bird, dog, horse things
the
with the
ones we
teeth.
killed in the mountains.
Oh, we fought those. Okay, I'm gonna tell them this story.
Yeah, and I took 2 feathers, so I'm going to leave one with Greg.
Alright.
So Greg goes off to deal with book stuff for a little while. Pardon me. As the 4 of you go to leave the door, a hand grabs your shoulder, Nereus. It's Jay.
Is
Surely we
everything
smelled it
okay?
coming.
Oh, everything's fine,
did.
Near. But tell me, so are you involved with any of these people? And he kind of gives you a
No.
wink. Oh.
No?
Oh, okay. Well, I just wanted to know. You can't blame a brother for asking about the dating life of his older brother, can you?
Well, the plains are a bit bleak. So are the mountains. And the waters. We don't spend much time around people.
Well, maybe you should say hi to some friends while you're in town, you know. I'm
sure.
certain.
I mean, it's probably getting a bit late.
Sure, but you know Flint's always up working on something. I'm sure he'd love to see you.
That's true. But, I think my friends here need to, they're not used to so many people at the same time, so we're gonna go to the tavern and have them decompress.
Oh, which one are you going to?
We're gonna go see Rex.
Oh, well, that's fun. You're slumming it a bit, aren't you? Good on you.
Well,
but
it's nicer than some of the other taverns we go to.
you'll have to tell me about them. Now, I'm going to leave the room to you and your friends to sort out this evening. I'm going to spend the evening with Colton, because I think that would be best in terms of room assignments. So,
Sounds good. We'll see you tomorrow.
of course, I hope so. Have a fun night. Good night, everyone. And he waves as you all exeunt.
And
So
he gets a cold shoulder from the rest of the party.
No, good night.
So we're going to the Hound's Tooth.
you're going to the Hound's Tooth. Oh, great.
Going to the Hound's Tooth.
Cool.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom.
Yeah. All right. So you take them over to the Hound's Tooth, which is not too far away. You see off the main street a little bit, kind of down not a back alley, but down a smaller side street. There is a tavern that has a sign over it that's just like a broken canine. It's the Hound's Tooth Tavern. It is lively. It is popular. There are people in there drinking. There are halflings and a few goblins in here. There are humans talking with other humans, and also like a bunch of orcish folks. It's a lively kind of like neighborhood vibe. It's like Cheers in a way, if you want to go that far. Everybody knows
They
your
all
name.
shout Nereus when we walk.
Yeah, everybody like near. And behind the bar, you see a barrel-chested, barrel-stomached, barrel-armed human man with short, kind of graying, like dark to graying hair, salt and pepper kind of deal going on. Clean-shaven face, big bright smile. Sitting behind the bar, serving up drinks. Yeah. And there's a couple of people playing like instruments on one side, and they're kind of playing a lively tune. A couple people are like step dancing over on one corner. It's a very lively environment here. It's like da, 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 da. It's all fun and exciting here. Yeah, but you head on up
Like a
to the
circus.
bar. Very much so, in a way, like a fun time area. You head on up to the bar, and this barely kind of looking human kind of walks over, kind of waddles over, walks over. It's like, Nereus, lad, look at you. You've not been here for a while, have you?
No, it's good to see you, Rix.
It's good to see you too. And you brought friends to the old Houndstooth. Good on you, lad. Tell me, what have you been up to? Where have you been? You've been off and about, I know that much.
That's quite a long story. We should get drinks first.
Of course. What will you be having?
Can you give Olive the spiced ale?
Of course,
instead
of
that
course.
normal
Which one of you is
ale
Olive now?
drinks.
Over here.
All right. Olive, spiced ale for Olive. And then?
I'll just get a rum. I don't particularly remember what Spoot drinks. I think it varies.
Which one of you spoot?
The turtle.
Portal.
Nice to meet
Portal.
you. Nice to meet you, sir. It is sir, right?
Yes.
Very good. Well, nice to meet you. My name's Rex. I'm the here owner of this establishment. What can I get to wet your whistle?
I like a nice rum if it's a good one. If Nereus approves, I'm sure it's tasty.
Of course it's good. It's the local rum. You can't go wrong with it. All right.
I'll have one.
And he looks at Defect for a moment. And your other friend here?
Whiskey for me.
Whiskey for the tall fella. Fella, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Whiskey for the tall fella. All right, just a moment now. Let me get you all rounded up here. And he kind of like turns and kind of waddles over to the back bar and like begins pouring the drinks. Comes back a few moments later. All right, that's 3 silver for the ale. That's 5 silver for the rums. So 10 silver for that. Oh, I'm sorry. I overlooked one of you. I didn't... Oh, no. Nope, that's my old eye. Hold on. And he kind of whacks his eye. And you see that one of his eyes kind of swivels in place for a moment. Appears to be false. Sorry, it gets a little ruppity sometimes. I thought there was another one of you, but it was just one spoot. All right. And then the whiskey's another 5 silver. So
He does have a rather large hat,
I take it off inside, probably.
under which you're wearing a very festive crown.
y'all are wearing some interesting headwear there.
I just keep taking off hats. There's a new one underneath.
Who is a man of many hats?
Yeah. So it was 5 silver for the liquors and 3 silver for the ale.
Marked up.
Spook goes to get out 5 silver.
I'll give him 2 gold.
Spook puts it back.
Good man on you, Nereus. And he like pockets it.
So, I'll just start like regaling him with what we've been up to, and like try to keep it like the more concise version, so as not eat up the entire evening.
Very cool. Yeah, as soon as like you get to like the part about like the Dracolich and all this stuff, and he immediately calls for attention in the bar. He's like, "Everybody, shut your cackles! All right, we got a local boy returned, having fought a undead dragon creature." And everybody goes, bullshit, up in the no way. Says, "Nah, Nereus is a good boy. Tell him the story." And he makes you go up to the mantle, like where the little stages, and like get on there and like tell everybody.
All right, I will. I will use font manipulator.
Oh.
And I'm going to cast Major Image while I tell the story.
Awesome.
So that's 10 minutes of moving, sound-making giant illusions.
Do you need me to add light to my shield so I can focus it on you? While you
Spotlight.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Very
I don't
cool.
even know what level spell that is. I know I have it, though.
If it's on your list, and you remember, you need the list and the spell slot.
Yeah, I have it on the list. I just don't remember what level it was.
Level 6. This is a good story.
That's third.
winning.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So yeah, totally able to be done. Yeah, you all see Nereus get like inspired during his storytelling and do something you've never seen him do before, which is create these moving illusions like over a 10-minute period while he tells the story. Greg, back at the house, just go ahead, make a tinkering tools check, which
Oh, no.
I believe you are proficient in.
Indeed.
And you can add your intelligence modifier and your proficiency bonus. Oh yeah, look at that.
4.
Yeah, you successfully succeed in what you wanted to tinker.
Great.
Brr.
That's the dog.
Yep. Yeah. And you are a big hit with. You were already a big hit with Starkin and Turi, but Raymir and Sabin also listen in while you talk to them, while you like go big with the kids, and even Delilah is paying attention and like listening to you talk about adventures you've had while her son was present.
And this is the scale from the back of the dragon of a chimera. And this is the tentacle of a displacer cat thing that we fought. And this
That's probably
is
so rotten by now.
Oh yeah, it is like it is really just like slook. Like,
and these are the fancy soaps that we got from chasing the evil Goliath Oligar out of his keep. And this
Fancy soaps.
And-
I like how
speaks
that's a
of the
trophy.
undead Dracula.
well, why would you use them?
You know.
Yes, all of your treasures are told, and the kids love it. Raymir asks pointed, intelligent questions about like, well, how did you know it was this thing? What kind of stuff could they do? Very like, tell me like how this worked are the questions he gets. All the other kids are just, well, Turi and Starkin are just like, nah, how did you kill it? Like, what happened? Like, tell us about that.
Yeah. Well, first, Defect pulled out this axe, and then slash, and then Spoot cast some turtles and they glowed. I don't really know how he does that part. It's magic. It's great. Someday I'll learn it. And some reason, he's always trying to talk to them while Defect and I are beating up on them. But some reason, Spoot always ends up killing them. Defect will get them right on the edge. Sometimes when Defect uses Defect's axe, they turn to dust. And then Olive always turns into an animal and sometimes chews on them, which I imagine tasted really bad when it was the Dracolich. But
as you finish wrapping up your stories, you see that Sabin, who's had like a piece of parchment and a bit of charcoal, has been like working on this parchment with the charcoal like the entire time. You sneak a peek, and he's rendered like a pretty good rendition of the tale you've been telling, like with the Dracolich.
Nice.
Yeah, he seems to be a fairly talented young artist. It's not like mind-blowing, but it's pretty good.
Cool.
Cool. So that's your evening, Greg. Back at the tavern, Nereus has completed telling his story, which proceeds in a round of drinks being bought for you all by other folks who are at least impressed by the story, if nothing else.
I especially in the major image do Defect's King Kong Godzilla fight.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, this one time there were 2 giant apes.
I think there were the 2 giant apes punching the shit out of the dragon.
Everyone wants to be a giant ape.
So much fun.
Yeah, cool. After your story, Nereus, you catch eyes with a halfling woman who's just smiling at you. It's a very familiar looking halfling. Simple, kind of brown hair, kind of done up in a little like not a beehive, but something kind of like updoey about it. With like a white apron over a brown dress and bright green eyes. You certainly recognize Corin.
Corinne! Good to see you.
I didn't know you were back in town. Hi,
Just
Nereus.
got back in today.
Oh, that's nice. So you've seen everyone?
Just about, even Ukum.
You saw Ugam. Wow.
He's not particularly friendly still.
Hmm.
But, Corinne, come, these are my friends.
Oh, yes. These are the ones you were just telling the story about.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I point to Defect. He's the one that I turned into the ape that punches shit out of Dragon.
turned into a nape. Of course you did. Of course you did, Nereus.
He did.
I'm
Defect says
I'm-
like it.
I'm sure it happened. I'm sure it's a great story regardless. It's,
Insight check on the friend.
make an insight check.
Also, well, I guess I don't know them very well.
Yeah.
No, you really don't.
With a 10, it's hard to figure out what a person you've never met or seen before is thinking.
Wow, that was rough.
That was a low
I think I started.
check.
Yeah.
I know. I started to question, like, what's the meaning of life anyway? So he just sits in the corner and starts drinking rum.
Yeah. But yeah, she's very, very pleasant to you. And seems to have a long history with Nereus. She notices a few of you might have some remaining like bandages and stuff from your previous encounters, and she inquires after them. She's like, "Are you okay? Do you need any sort of salves or anything?" I'm a bit of
You
a
have a flesh wound.
Corinne used to patch me up all the time.
needed it. He
Yeah.
might be good with magic, but he's a little clumsy on the ship.
A little better now, I think.
I'm sure you are. I'm sure you are. Experience helps everything. Oh, but it's
Yeah.
good, but it is good to see you. It's been a year. Mom unfortunately passed away over
I'm
the
so
winter.
sorry.
It's okay. I mean, she caught a really bad flu, and we tried, but sometimes it's just not enough,
Yeah.
We lost a few people to flu last year, but we do what we can.
Was it a different flu than normal?
It was a little more virulent, yes, but it ran its course. We found actually Sterling Fossaway actually was said something about if you spin someone who got over its blood around, it creates this serum that can. It was a bit of a process and experimentation. Something he had heard from some traveler at some point.
Do you take the blood out of them first?
Yes.
That's interesting.
It's a process. Apparently, so using some syringe type needles, you bleed someone a little bit, not much, just a little bit, and then once.
That seems like it would be detrimental to their recovery if they've been ill.
Well, it's after they've recovered. So after they've recovered, you take just like a pint or so of their blood, heal it up, and then you spin it around and around and around and around and around. Around and around, just centrifugal, like circular motions just all the way. And what it does is it actually separates their blood into two different parts. There's like a denser, heavy red part, but then there's like a kind of gross colored clear or whitey part that rises to the top. And that kind of gross stuff, apparently, if you give a little bit of that to someone who's ill, helps them recover.
Spoot, write that down.
Do they drink it?
No, you have to put it right into their bloodstream. So you have to inject it in a way. We modeled that after some of the baker's flavor injectors and the cook's big flavor injectors, but we shrank it down quite a bit.
Would hope so.
Flint actually was able, she looks over at Nereus, Flint actually was able to forge very fine, delicate needles for the process. It took him a while, but he was able to do it.
That man can forge anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I could not have caught up with that whole... Could we have said Spook took some vague notes on this?
Yeah, it was a very quick explanation. But she'll happily talk anything. You realize that she's a bit of a medic, so she'll happily explain. She's not a magical healer like you are, but she understands medicine and the bodies and stuff.
Olive is not so keen on the idea that removing blood from someone might be good for them.
Yeah, Spook's gonna ask some questions. So
We
you
lose blood all the time.
shake it? How much? Stuff like that. I like to fill in the details.
Yeah, and she clarifies it's not shaking so much as spinning.
I see. Notes.
Yeah, exactly. And that conversation continues for quite a while.
Olive turns to Spoot and says, "Keep my blood in my body."
Noted. I have notes on everyone's preferred post-death.
Medical practicing.
Oh my god.
That sounded bad, didn't it?
No, you're the keeper of the funerals. It makes sense.
No
Spoot
list
brought
of
everybody
religions.
back. I think Spoot's the only one that hasn't died yet.
Oh god. Yeah, I don't have any religion listed next to you. Should I add one now?
No.
Understood.
But Corian spends the night with you guys, drinking, having a good time. People come up and the occasional people that are familiar with Nereus that you've met across whatever. And you have a lovely evening at the Houndstooth before making your way back to Casa de Joy and Delilah.
We didn't see any fights.
Yeah. What was that all about?
I read the wrong
hyped
tavern in my notes. I'm sorry.
No.
There's another tavern that has the fights. We'll go to that one.
You took us to the wrong tavern.
Yep.
Or the right tavern.
Listen, it's been a long day.
Yes.
The spiced ale was delicious.
The Houndstooth is the nicer tavern.
Well, it was a good rum, I think.
Yes, it was a very fun environment. So that was cool. But you all return to the house. Joy and Delilah and Yoki are the only ones still awake when you arrive. They're just having a little bit of a nice tea by the fire, kind of relaxing. Delilah and Joy are on a little couch together, and Yoki's just in their own little chair, just kind of enjoying themselves. And you can all...
I slammed the door. I'm just kidding.
You all can chat with them, or you can just go to bed.
Let's stay up and chat a bit and then go to bed.
All right. They welcome you back.
Actually,
They ask
depending
how...
on the bed, I might just sleep on the couch.
Yeah, they ask how your evening was and all that stuff. You catch up with them a little bit. It's a very nice little conversation, unless you have anything specific you want to talk to them about.
Not at the moment.
Okay. So Jay's and your room is available. It's mostly Jay's room now, but your bed is still in there. But Jay has vacated for the evening, so
Before they sleep in it, I prestidigitation the smell of Axe body spray away.
Yeah, that's fair. Easy enough to do with your magical skills. So you get that out of there. Everybody can kind of like chill out. Nereus, you go to open one of the drawers from your chest because you're looking for something, or what would be something you would be looking for in this place, like your home? Because like you didn't have a lot of stuff necessarily. None of you do. But like you have some things. What would you be looking for in your chest of drawers?
Just some of my old stuff that I had acquired. You know, like see if my knickknacks and stuff are still there from when I worked on the ships.
Cool. You open your goodie drawer. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, sweet Jesus. There it is. 13.
The same Jack-in-the-Box that Turi had hit on Greg pops up and smacks you in the face. It appears like it's been tweaked a bit, and it bonks you in the face. It doesn't hurt you, but it certainly surprises you as you were not expecting it.
And it smells terrible.
Oh, God. Oh, prestidigitation.
Yeah.
And I hate you. This is why you shouldn't have been in the house.
I'm gonna stay behind.
You have a strong suspicion that while Turi is a prankster, this is a little bit of a higher level than he would be capable of.
Yeah.
Oliver's
Yeah.
going to look down the hall and see if any of the other doors are open.
No, none of the other doors are open on this
I'm
floor,
gonna
but there is
just,
a
like,
small
wrap
staircase in
my-
the back.
Grab like this. I'm just gonna grab a pillow and a blanket and just go and crash on the couch. Let someone else take the bed.
Okay. Yeah, there's an open couch that your parents are not on. And they just like look at you as you kind of make yourself comfortable, and they just kind of shrug and keep enjoying the fire as the rain is kind of pitter-pattering against the window. It's easy enough for you all to find a place to sleep for the evening. There is another open room upstairs. Greg, where do you think you have crashed for the evening?
I think Greg will go to whatever place the parents or the family says is where Defect should go. Like wherever Greg anticipates Defect ending up.
Cool. Defect, where do you think you would end up?
It's the most quietest part of the house, if that's possible, even.
Okay. Well, the room that you had dropped all your stuff in, that was Nereus and
that's
Jay's,
right. Yeah.
is empty.
But the
Okay,
smell's
so
bad.
No, the smell's gone now.
No, prestidigitation gets rid of stink.
yeah. Okay, so I'll stay in that room.
The thing
Cool.
Greg just posted
I'll
says,
just-
Cool. So Greg, you were awoken to Nereus going, "Oh!" as the Jack-in-the-Box smacked him in the face.
Hi, Defect. Did you fight anybody?
So Nereus took us to the wrong bar.
Damn it, Nereus.
But I don't blame him. It's been a long day for everyone.
Oh, I mean, that's true.
All right.
I told everyone the story about your axe. They liked it.
I guess that's cool.
Yes. Great. And
Good
so you all settle in for
Don't open your drawers.
you all settle in for a long rest. And as you do so, we're going to take a short 5-minute break. So we will be back in 5 minutes. Thank you. I've got it. Thank you, everyone who's in and lurking. We'll be back in 5 minutes and pick up and see where our friends end up after that. So we'll be right back. Hello, everyone. We are back. Thank you for sticking with us while we took a little bio break. Where we pick up, you have all had a lovely evening, both with dinner at Nereus's parents' house and then going out to the Houndstooth Tavern for a while and meeting one of his friends. And you all get a full long rest in. Greg, you are no longer affected by death minuses.
No longer affected by death.
Well, death minuses. That shock of gray hair you have is still there, though.
Has Greg noticed this yet? I'm assuming they have.
I don't look in things. Mirrors.
Mirrors. Greg, we've talked about that. I'm just kidding.
What are those things called?
The
Yeah.
highest intelligence in the party doesn't know what a mirror is.
I don't look at reflecting metals.
They know what it is. They just don't look at them.
Greg looks at a reflective metal and finds out they're a vampire.
It's
I
been
can't
a
see
secret this
myself.
whole time.
Wait,
Yep.
you guys can see yourself in these things?
That's what they're for?
So
I mean,
you
there's
all
going to be a large one in this room we're staying in, right?
there's one in there, yeah. It's not like massive, but it's there's definitely one like on Jay's dresser, which makes sense because
It's a dresser.
he is
Because it's Jay.
because it's Jay, really. He's someone who
Yeah.
takes pride in his appearance.
Right.
So you all awaken. Joy has created a large batch of oatmeal, and then there's like a big lazy Susan, like a turntable that has like diced or dried fruits and nuts and like some dark sugars or whatever, so you can flavor your oatmeal if you are so inclined. Immediately you see Turi like reach out for like the whole bowl of sugar, and Joy goes, "Turi, no, you can only have fruit." He goes, "Aw." And so he like puts some dried fruit in his and kind of goes off and like munches it on the couch. Or at the table, actually, because there's no eating at the couch here.
No.
You eat at the table.
Definitely not.
You don't want to run up the light bill.
This is an eat at the table house. But there's also the bread, because Joy makes this bread for every meal, and it's like throughout the day. And they're not like little loaves; they're like big honkin' loaves. So like, she easily makes 3 of these a day.
Wow.
There's
No,
a
I
lot of
want
people
bread.
at this house.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is you're really much too kind.
Oh no, it's all perfectly fine. We're used to having many people. It's because we're actually. It feels very strange when there's not so many people, to be honest with you. But we are very happy to have you as friends and near as you are, because you are family. It's okay.
We eat a lot of dried meat and spiced rice for breakfast
And those berries that you make.
and berries. Yeah.
Yeah, I hate those.
Olive produces a round of good berries for everyone to put in their oatmeal.
No. Don't eat it. You're gonna get
We can
fat.
never finish the oatmeal. It's so strange.
But I cook sometimes if we have ingredients. Normally we only have rice.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I
so
don't
Yeah,
good to
mind
I have
hear.
a lot of rice.
You are a very good cook, Neri. It's so good of you to share with your friends.
Thanks. I mean, I just use magic because we don't have much on the road all the time.
Well, you should also learn to do it for yourself. You never know if maybe one day your magic just goes away, because it came very quickly.
I can do it by myself, but when you only have a campfire, a pot, and some rice, yeah,
I could always
got much flavor.
go
Spices.
foraging for
There's a
some
lot of spices,
herbs. Yeah.
We are not using those damn
See?
orcish spices.
but they're delicious.
And what's
For
wrong
you.
with orcish spices, son?
Exactly.
Delilah just looks at you.
I hear it's an acquired taste. Is all.
Their olive spices are quite pungent.
They're too strong for the non-orcs, is what I think Nereus is trying
Do
to
you
say.
have these spices, Olive?
I sure do.
Would you
I will
mind?
share my. I will produce some my bag of orcish spices, and
Get your prestidigitation ready.
She takes a pinch, puts it on a spoonful of her oatmeal. Not bad.
You can eat that?
You can't? Thought I raised you to be a tough one.
There's some things I can't do.
Well, that's life. Well,
Things
loves,
need
I
flavor.
should get to the store and get it ready for opening. Turi, you're coming with me today. Do I have to? Yes.
Yes.
Great.
Turi looks at you, Greg, like the betrayal in his heart.
No,
Is-
you have to go to the store because of all the stuff.
Insight check.
Okay.
It's the family store. You're not gonna steal from the baby.
Okay, I was about to say, are they like
no, I'm not
making a
planning
science experiment?
thievery, but he has to like learn to look around and figure out what to use to make cool stuff.
Oh no. That's even worse.
As you
That's what I
as you
figured
say
there
this,
was
he's
some-
like,
Inventiveness. Look around, find bits, see how they fit together.
"Oh, okay, all right, Mom." And so he grabs Delilah's hands, and the two of them
Olive looks concerned.
Yeah.
head out.
That was helpful. I helped.
I don't know if that's helping.
He went, and he didn't
Uh,
whine.
They do have a point.
We'll call that a partial help.
The various other members of your family kind of finish up their meal, and most of the older kids leave. Lindra takes Starcon, and today she takes Hegel as well, to go off and look after children. That's what she does.
Spoot, did you want to go with Rayma?
Oh, for the information.
Oh,
the
yes.
bookstore.
I actually don't know if what I called it is the right name, but yes, yeah, I would love to. I also should find some time to go shopping for spell components also. So I'd love to do both.
Oh,
It's the same store.
well, it's not the same store, but they're close to one another. They're both in Dispatch Row.
Oh, well, we
I thought
better
it
go
was
there.
Well, let's start
We
with
have
the
to buy
books.
diamonds. Also, Nereus, what kind of security protocols are on this house?
Delilah. She's very scary.
Mm,
He has a point.
And you don't want to get on. You don't want to come after the house and get on the bad side of Ukum. Joy will hit you with the rolling pin.
yes, but what if people don't know them?
They should. But no one's gonna mess with the district, especially Joy and Delilah. They're kind of more so under the captain's protections.
Yeah, that's fine. But also, okay.
I
What if we
wouldn't
don't know
worry
them?
yourself too much about it right now.
We're really good at finding enemies. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, but there's
I think
rules here.
We're also really good about killing them.
I
I think
I mean,
don't
Bodo
advise
was
that.
I think what Greg is maybe getting at is that they're just worried that we have in the past brought unwanted conflict into other people's homes just for knowing us.
Yes, but there's rules in this city
Yeah, I
that
mean, do we follow
not
rules? No.
Not everyone we know in the past has followed the rules either.
this yeah, you won't really understand until you see it. Like, there's no crime on the main streets. Side streets are fair game. No one's gonna bother you on a main street. It's a rule.
Yeah, but this is a side street.
But this is also a protected area.
No, that's fine. Like people know the rule. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We should just not stay long. Let's go buy some diamonds. We have to buy diamonds because we used up all our diamonds.
You can buy diamonds now? Raymer just looks at you wide-eyed through his glasses.
Nereus can't. I have all of Nereus's money.
I'm still poor. I've convinced Greg to pay for everything, pretty much.
What?
Oh. So you're wealthy then, Greg.
I mean, I'm in charge of everyone's money. Because everyone else just buys stupid things.
Wait.
Or doesn't understand what money is worth.
Okay.
Still have a diamond.
Oh.
We have one.
We have one diamond.
Well.
Greg, can you just also check in with Fluxus and talk to him about the gauntlet that I threw at him?
See what he's done with the thing we threw at his head.
Yeah, we didn't give
sure.
him
I'll pull out
instructions.
the
We
stone.
just
Hey, Fluxus. Just checking in. We gave you that gauntlet so you could try to figure out something to do with it.
for defect.
We weren't really sure what it does. Maybe it would help defect. We don't know. Bye.
You get a message back fairly quickly. Oh. Well, it's great for punching people. I don't know what you want me to do with it. If he's not going to punch people with it, I'm at a loss.
We'll give more instructions tomorrow.
Fluxus is at a loss.
Sounds like he's identified. He's essentially cast the identify spell on it, and like,
Right.
I don't know what else you want me to do.
Gotcha.
Fair.
Okay. I guess we'll have to talk to him more tomorrow. Maybe we should just start punching people.
I'm good.
So Rainier looks at you. Well, normally I only work in the afternoons because I'm part-time, but I could take you to the compass point. It's our information broker, so we do communications and such things. But if you're after spell components, the studied facet is not too far away.
We definitely need spell components. I might be alone here, though, but I am also interested in books and things. So we could maybe do the shopping first, and then.
Do you want like library style? Like it depends on what kind of information you're after. Because the compass point, we are like information about the city, communications.
Have you ever heard of the Ibn Shade?
No.
Okay.
I think. I'm happy to learn things about the city, and then outside of that, we have a special interest in the breaking.
Oh, well, the studied facet has a smaller library, but it's more like magic stuff. We have histories in the compass point. I'm not sure. Well. And so he kind of goes with you, and kind of like as you're walking, are having this conversation. I guess like if you want me to help you, I can, but I need to know what you're looking for.
Out of character, didn't I just say it?
No, you did. But he's like, I mean, everybody kind of knows like the breaking happened, and the shards were broken, and then 1,000 years of chaos and destruction.
Yeah, are there any stories of people doing anything, super intense or magical? Or, objects of particular renown passing through? Or, some sketchy people who wear, who have black marks on their hands, and also anything about the Red Crow, and Greg just starts listing all of the suspicious people over the years. Months.
Black can marks or any cults that may have existed in and around that worshipped and sought after the shards, and Spook will just jump in and continue listening.
I don't know. Mind you, this kid is 11 years old.
Yeah.
I don't know any about.
He asked for it.
Those sorts of things. there's no red crows. They're not a crew here.
Is there like
There's lots of people with tattoos. There have been some reports about some unaffiliated thieves, though.
Yeah.
That could always be interesting.
How long?
It's more of a city thing, I suppose. Yeah.
They came. The first reports were from a few months back. Small, like maybe a halfling or someone small, but always in a black cloak. Except their skin was gray and they had like sharp, pointy teeth. So I don't know.
Ooh.
And then there was also a larger one, but like the reports are conflicting because some say it was smaller, like 4 feet tall, but others said that the figure was like almost 6 feet tall. So I don't know what that's all about.
Well, I mean, I could do that.
But there haven't been reports. Well, I haven't seen a report. Like I was filing them, so that's when I saw them, and then like they just kind of stopped. Like I don't know, like a month and a half ago. Like there was small things, but valuable. And then they just kind of disappeared.
Like what? What got stole?
Like jewelry and coins and stuff like that.
Huh.
They're
Show us
like
those files.
Ascot.
Well, I can ask, and I can probably show you them because it's pretty public knowledge.
Is there like an exotic animal zoo or a menagerie in town?
No.
Have you seen any dinosaurs?
That sounds really cool, but no.
I like cool animals.
Nice. We have dogs and some cats.
I mean, they're
people
cool too.
people have horses and there's sheep and pigs and stuff in certain parts of town. There's a lot of fish like over there, and points in the direction of the ocean.
Do any of them have good stories to tell?
Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
This brings a whole new meaning to there's a lot of fish in the sea.
Anyway, so do you want where do you want to go first? Brother, where should we go first?
I messaged you privately.
Oh, did you do it on Discord?
Yeah.
Okay.
Read it out loud.
I mean,
Oh.
if this kid just has some sources or places to get us started, he doesn't have to know all the specifics, right? Like,
Yeah.
oh, I know a
No,
I know a library that has a shard section.
Okay. Cool. Jesus Christ. You have too many family members. Raymir,
That happens.
Raymir turns and goes, "What do you? Where do you want to go, brother?" And you all realize Nereus is gone.
Well, that's not exactly surprising.
Nah.
Any idea where
well-
your brother might have gone, Rainier?
Well, maybe he went to see one of his friends. Who knows?
Eh.
He'll be
Who knows?
okay.
Any more family members that we
Let's
don't know about?
go. Let's go shopping.
Well, I don't think
Let's
you
go-
met Helna.
Hell
No,
no.
we definitely did not.
She's she's a bit of a tood. Like, you
I'm
know,
sorry, she's a bit of a
like
what?
Nereus.
Mama doesn't like me to say bad things about my siblings, but she's decidedly rude.
Ah.
Oh, it's a little bit of that in parts of the family, but you know, happens.
That's okay. I
So,
guess
well, do you
show
want
us where you work, and if it's close to the place, show us that too, and then we'll just maybe both go to each place or go separate.
Okay. Yeah. And like, so he walks you through, on the main streets. You walk through one part of the main streets where like people do eye you, like more so than normal, like almost mistrustfully, but nobody bothers you. And Reamer says, so we left the barrel just now. This is actually the Plank District, which is under Captain Sapfoot, Scurvy Sapfoot Jones. He's an enemy of Captain Cates. So you just want to look out for the thorn saplings. They're his crew. They have little like badges that have like thorny trees on them. Like the image of thorned trees. They wear a lot of like green and red like sashes and stuff. And he kind of points out to a couple people who are wearing those colored sashes. But it's okay. We're not too far from Dispatch Row here. And he kind of takes a left on the main street and brings you out. And you come to a much more, like, not grandiose, because this isn't like a grandiose, like, gilded sort of town. But the buildings are in good repair. There's people walking around chatting amiably. People kind of, like, nod and wave. And he brings you to, like, a central, like, plaza area. And points to a tall build, or like a 2-story building that has like plaster on the outside, and it's got the image of a compass on it. Like, well, this is the compass point. This is where I work in the afternoons. Come on in. And he brings you in, and inside it's much like a lock or like a town clerk kind of vibe. There's like people behind desks or counters that have like little like iron gates that are all open at the moment. And some people are like talking to those tellers, for lack of a better term. Like if you've ever been to City Hall, it's very much that kind of vibe. In New York. But yeah. So what kind of information would you like here?
Well, this is going to be overwhelming, huh?
I want to find out more about these thieves. The thief that was either 4 foot tall or 6 feet tall, or maybe there were 2, or in what they stole.
Oh, yeah, sure. Just a minute. And he goes over to one of the open clerks, has a conversation, takes a couple minutes, and the clerk nods and comes back not too much later with a little like paper-bound sheet of papers. They're not like, it's not super durable, like it's not like finalized yet. This is very much like like one of the notebooks you have in college, like one of those kind of deals. So soft cover.
Okay.
But he brings it over to a table and shows you all. And what it is it's various reports of theft, which is not altogether uncommon in Laurentian, he explains. But but usually it's like, one crew steals from another crew, or like there's something identifiable about this. These 2 individuals were reported in multiple areas of the city, even ones that are known to be allied with one another. So they were believed to have been an independent operative out for themselves. But like they were always had gray skin and always had like sharp, pointy, like twisted teeth, and like burning eyes. But the reports vary between like someone short, like maybe 4 feet or 3 feet tall, and someone like almost 6 feet tall.
Does this description sound familiar?
Make a history check.
Yeah.
Because it almost
I
does,
want
and then
to
it
do it
almost
too.
sounds different.
Right? I can't tell. That's why I want to know what they were stealing.
Yeah. Among the items stolen, there's like a brooch, a necklace, a jewelry box, a lockbox containing some amount of coinage. It's just kind of stuff a thief would steal. Like, it all makes sense. There's no like rhyme or reason to it. So yeah, Grig with a 7. This sounds like every thief you've ever interacted with, and you've known a few in your time.
Okay.
So it doesn't sound particularly. It is weird that there's like conflicting reports about different sized individual here.
Yeah, I'm more like curious about the description.
Yeah, Spoot.
Is it just a generic disguise?
Yeah, it's always black cloak, dark hood. Spoot with a 21 from your Know the Truth feature. You put a few things together here. Based on the descriptions, reading through the reports. You've seen 2 individuals that you could say would match this. It was a long time ago. The first time your friend Adis touched a rune stone, and
Bugger.
2 creatures popped out of it from a plane that Adis called the Feywild.
Who could have known that would bite us in the ass?
Me. I knew.
I think we all did.
Yep.
And
Waiting for it.
yeah, and the final report that you all read about here is a man named Tedador Richmond, who claims that it noted that he is a successful merchant and business owner. And he was assaulted and his ascot pin was stolen from him.
By the same description person?
Yeah, by the short one.
Jinkies. We should go talk to him. Do you mind being a dog for this? A little bit, Olive. It helps me think.
Sure. I'm not really a dog person, but if it helps you, I could be a Great Dane.
I was just thinking that's perfect.
A brown Great Dane.
Here, I've made this purple collar for you just for this moment.
So you put this together in your head, Spoot, that these individuals sound a lot like the ones that Adis brought here by accident.
This makes me think of like when they used to do the Scooby-Doo episodes where they'd meet famous people, like the gang meets Batman, the gang meets the Misfits.
The gang meets Sonny and Cher. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna get dark. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna softly say, "Oh shit, Nocwin." Conveniently, Nereus is not here, so can't hear me. And then look at Defect and Grig and say, "I think I recognize these descriptions now."
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should definitely investigate this, as I'm afraid we are somehow related to it now.
Uh-oh.
But, let's carry on.
Do you know the perpetrators? Because that could be useful information that we could put out and about.
No, certainly not personally. I think we may have just seen them once before.
Oh, okay. Well,
Twice for me.
Twice?
Yeah,
Here?
if it's who I think it is. No, we met them. Look at the map.
Mendarian.
Thank you. That place.
The Broventure.
Mendarian. Yes. Mendarian.
Oh.
Oh, I don't. Well, if they're recently or like.
Actually, yeah. Right? Dungeon Master? Was it recently in terms of.
Yeah, maybe a little over a week
in-game
ago.
Like, yeah.
Well,
They made good time. Yeah.
well,
Yeah, it was just a side quest. Well, not a side quest. A bro quest. between
Bromance.
Yeah.
A lot
Brosode.
has
with
happened this
Nereus.
past week.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So maybe it was like closer to 2 weeks ago, but still. Well, this last assault here was about a month and a half ago, so I guess they would have had time to get there. But if that's where they are now, then at least they're not here.
Yes,
Accurate.
at least.
Well,
Um,
I'm sorry. Is there something else we should be learning in this area?
Dwarves. If there's anything like, because we're going towards the outcropping, which has supposedly the dwarven ruins.
Right. All right. What do we know about dwarves?
Oh, has there been any news, any sightings?
Dwarves.
They are short.
Or like things of ruins, which is what we talked
Yeah,
about.
the outcropping. Does anyone have any special knowledge on those? I mean, how far are they from the city? Is anyone here that's like a local guide?
I mean, I can look, but I don't know anything about
Pretty
them.
far.
I can look in the back and see, though, I guess.
Other
Yeah.
than the robberies and us, I suppose. Have you had any like unique guests to the city that have made any commotion lately?
No.
That's good.
Most of the commotion in the city comes from the residents.
I cannot imagine.
Oh, well, yeah, because some of the captains don't like each other, so they get all uppity, and sometimes they fight. We had a pretty bad one, actually, in Barrel District. Some of Jones's people. It was not nice. Mama and Mom don't want me to know about it, but I work here, so I do.
Oh, is that the scurvy fellow?
Yeah, that's his name, Scurvy Sapfoot Jones.
That's an interesting name.
Well, I think it's flowery language to make him seem more intimidating.
I'm not really sure if a sap-footed individual is particularly
I'm not sure
intimidating. I mean,
scurvy
I don't
is
know.
particularly intimidating.
scurvy might just be. You might not want to be around.
Well,
Either way,
I don't know. It's just what he calls himself. So
fair. Well, he's got a little gang of people, so evidently he's earned respect. Well, I mean, I don't know how long the rest of my party members here want to spend. I don't have any more specific information I'm seeking, but I'm certainly always happy to learn something if there's something you are interested in sharing.
Well, I've been actually doing some of my own private research, going over some old expedition stuff. There's a mountain to the south that's on its own. It's called Soul Mount, and I thought it was really cool because why would there be a mountain? Only one mountain anywhere? Because that doesn't make any sense. Like mountains happen because the Earth pushes up, and or the surface of Nuuli kind of pushes up, and they climb, and big rocks get piled up, or sometimes big creatures come in tear out anyway. But
The mountains are in the lake.
okay, sure, I guess. But this is one mountain where it's just one mountain all by itself, and there's no other mountains around. That's really cool. So I've been doing some research on that. But I could go on about that.
Well, I mean, I'm happy to learn. That is an interesting geographical feature. Where I'm from, we don't really have any mountains.
Yeah, well, I came across it by accident, but Captain Greenbeard Saltfoam, who's the captain of Dispatch Row here, he's what? Why? What's funny?
Sorry, a little bit of breakfast came back.
Oh. Well, there were rumors. There's always been rumors of that Soul Mount's got some hidden treasure around it or something. At least that's what the rumors say here. About 10 years ago.
There's a really big monster.
No, not 10 years ago. A couple years ago. There's a monster? What?
Soul Mount has a guardian.
Really? You've met this guardian?
Well, no, but I grew up near it, and
And you've seen
everyone says that Soul Mount has some kind of big scary monster on it.
Oh,
Like
so
Orange
folklore. Sure, that's possible. But so a few years back, Kep Saltfoam sent an exploratory party all the way down there to like try and find the treasure, because if he could get the treasure, then that's a new source of income and like, you know, piratey stuff. So about 6 people went, but only 1 came back.
The monster got them.
Well, he didn't say that, but he was like an old man when he went. He was like almost 40. And when he came back, he was like 30. Like he had like de-aged. And but he's never said what happened to him, and he's refused to tell anybody what happened. He won't answer any questions. And anytime somebody does ask questions, he becomes really scared and terrified, and like he just clams up.
Do you mind sharing his name? I'm just very curious who this individual is. I understand it's probably unwise to question them, but
I mean, everyone who's ever questioned him before, he's just freaked out. But I guess I could tell you, although I shouldn't. Well, and Raymir kind of leans into you, Spoot. Kashvana.
Thank you, Raymir.
He's probably still somewhere in Dispatch Row, but I don't know where. If he was sent by Sapfoot, or I'm sorry, if he was sent by Saltfoam, then he would definitely be here. He might even actually be a member of the Thunder Waves. So if you find a Thunder Wave, you might be able to ask them. But you didn't hear that from me.
Oh, no, of course not. Member of Thunder Waves, interesting. But this has all been very, very interesting.
Yeah, sure. But I'll go see if there's anything about dwarves and the outcropping. Just wait here. And he kind of goes into the back room. Meanwhile, Nereus, you have successfully slipped away from your friends and your little brother.
You jerk.
You ditched us with the 11-year-old.
I did.
I like him. He's cute.
But I know because Boot's there, he's not going to come to any harm.
The rest of you, on your own. I'm going to save this little 11-year-old boy.
I do more healing than Spoot does. Maybe.
Use it.
You cause trouble, though.
He made fun of my hometown.
That's easy, though. I'm gonna head towards the docks.
Okay. Yeah, easy enough to do.
And then I'm gonna start asking about the same thing with like the information on the outcropping. If like anybody's sailed past it, anybody's heard stories, stuff like that. Like any tales passed down by the sailors.
Go ahead and make an investigation check for me, Nereus.
No, we're gonna spend a sorcery point on that one. If I can actually do something. It's a little better. 14.
Okay. You ask around quite a few folks. You can't actually go down to the docks. But you can like ask people in the area of the docks fairly easily. Unfortunately, nobody really has any like solid leads. The outcroppings aren't like on the coastline, so like
yeah,
people who go like north don't really like stop off and visit them. So like they might see them in the very far distance, but like maybe if they're like on the shoreline, they would. Um. But you know that like, or well, you do find out that like in general, like most of the ships out of here kind of don't go too far north, anyways.
Okay.
They tend to just not. You've never really known why, but you do know that that is a thing. And there's no real reports of anybody like going to the outcropping, and nobody really knows anything about it. And a lot of people that you ask about dwarves kind of laugh at you and be like, "They're not real. They're long gone. They didn't survive the breaking. They were in their tunnels and got crushed."
They have ruins.
Yeah, and like cliffside, like but not around here.
No one's running any tours, huh?
I guess not. And then I'll just like start asking around, looking for past crewmates and seeing if Kate's come back or when they're expected back.
Yeah, with a 14, it's easy enough to find out that Captain Cates is expected back today. Like his ship will be docking soon.
Okay.
It hasn't been sighted on the horizon yet, but like the schedule was that he would arrive today.
All right. I'll just kind of hang around the docks for now then. Kind of keep an eye out.
Cool. Go
Loitering.
ahead. Make a perception check.
Loitering.
There's many people just loitering by the docks. Some of them with purpose, and some of them not with purpose. So
13.
Cool. Yeah, you keep an eye out, just kind of looking for anything interesting. Back at the compass point, Raimier returns not too long later with empty kind of arms and just like one little sheet of paper in his hands. Says, this is the only thing I found about the outcropping. It's not too much. It's just no one ships can't get there. So it's according to this, it's a small mountain range, approximately 30 miles inland of the Vantic Ocean, and it is kind of in the middle of other mountains, and a bunch of rumors that anyone who ever went looking for the dwarves never came back.
Oh, interesting.
Right.
So it's probably a pretty dangerous place. Or maybe
That sounds like a lead.
or maybe there were bandits or something.
Okay. Outcropping zone.
That's a lead, right?
Who said that?
Tanner, the ghost.
Well,
A
okay.
disappears behind you.
You're responsible.
This is all your fault.
I need to talk about those two you released a while back.
Yeah, so he takes the ledgers that he brought out and like returns them. Says, "Well, I've still got a little bit of time before I actually start work. I can bring you over to the studied facet if you want."
Oh, sure. That'd be delightful.
Okay, right this way. And he leads you out and kind of down the road and kind of and onto the other side. And you come to a small, narrow building that's got like a big bay window on the upper floor. But it's otherwise pretty non-distinct. And it's got the sign outside has a jeweler's eyepiece looking at a gemstone. Well, This is it. I should run back to the compass point, or Stax is gonna get angry if I'm late. But the guy inside, it's run by a guy named Windcram. Bye. And he turns around and scampers off.
Thanks, Raymir. I'll see you tonight.
Bye, Spoot. And he goes off to the compass point.
All right. Well, that was a fun morning.
Yeah.
Shall we go shopping?
Yeah.
Go shopping.
You enter the studied facet. And you enter into a room that you are assailed immediately by all different sorts of aromas. They're not unpleasant, but they are kind of warring for dominance.
Like the orcish spices.
Orc spices, yeah.
Yeah. They're not unpleasant, though, to the most of you.
There, you heard it. Canon. DM said, orc spices, unpleasant.
No, I said to you.
I'm just teasing.
Delilah liked them.
Yeah, she was down with
That's
them.
true.
Greg, you recognize a few of the scents because they smell like various like alchemical or incense components that like you've used in the past. And there's a little like front area that there's a few like display cases that have like odds and ends in them. And then there's a service corner behind which stands a kind of average like 5'8", 5'9" foot tall, kind of burly looking half elf. Kind of a little older, but still like burly. And
Usually, word used to describe half elves.
yeah, but that's what he looks like. And kind of pulled back hair and a tight little like bun in the back, and just robes of like a deep blue purple vibe, with kind of a deep V in the front, exposing the surprisingly well built body that he has. A little bit of a paunch, but still. And he's got one ear pierced that has like a long dangling like silver chain with a teardrop gem in it. But you enter and he looks up and he's like, "Ah, new customers, yes? Well, that's lovely. Welcome to the studied facet. My name is Windcram. How may I serve you today?"
Well, I believe that...
We need 300 gold piece diamonds, and we need 2 500 gold piece diamonds.
That one.
Oh, okay. Well,
Or adequate equivalents.
I'll see what I have. Those sorts of things don't just grow on trees, you know. Well, let me take a look here.
Yeah, I think those are the most important. I also have a little list of things that I'd like to purchase if available, but I can give those to you in a moment.
Yes, you take out your list, and I'll be right back with whatever sort of diamonds I have that might fill your request. And he kind of goes off to one side, and like he's not like invisible or anything. Like you can see him. He's like looking through a bin or something. Produces a key, kind of unlocks a drawer, and kind of like moves a couple things around, and then comes back, having relocked the drawer. Well, I don't have the quantity or quality that you are looking for. I do have one diamond that is quite nice, and I could part with for 600 gold. I've got 2 that are worth 325 gold, and I've got 5 that are worth 60 gold.
Sounds promising. Grig, we should probably do some math, shouldn't we? I don't actually know how much we
5
have.
times 60 is 300.
Yes.
So,
And that spell
Alright.
will take multiple diamonds adding up. It
correct.
does not need to be a single one.
Correct. I will have to try to tell if this 600 gold diamond is actually worth the adequate amount, or maybe Spoot should, because Spoot used it last.
Well, sorry, which one are we talking about?
The 500 equivalent.
600.
He wants to sell it for 600, but I want to make sure it's actually actually of adequate. He's not trying to just once over
Oh,
get more money.
I mean, yeah, having used a lot of diamonds recently, could I like take a look and see if they would be adequate for the spell? Would Spoot be able to tell that?
Yeah, you can, like, he'll let you look at them and examine them. Go ahead, make an intelligence check.
You have other jewels? Other precious stones?
Yes, I do. What sort of are you looking for?
Agates?
Oh, yes. What sort of agate would you like?
A fairly large one, I think.
Okay. Assuming this is for spellcraft, is there a particular value of agate you are looking for?
1,000.
Oh.
I don't know that I'm going to necessarily buy it today, but I'm not quite sure how common they are, so
Those
let's
are
see what you have.
those size of agates are very rare. At least here.
That's fair.
Spoot looks totally worth 600.
Question: was that a straight up intelligence, or could I argue like Arcana or religion?
Religion, no. Because you're looking at this from a spell casting perspective, I would say you could do well, I guess it is a spell component. So I guess you could say it was an Arcana check. Sure.
It's the same modifier, so it wouldn't actually increase the roll. I'm just wondering if I could use knowledge of
Sure.
noble truth.
Sure. I'll say you can use that if you want.
For a measly 11.
With an 11, it is totally worth the asking price.
I think we should take it.
Okay. All
It
right.
looks like diamond dust.
Okay, so there's one at 600, two combined are around 325
No, there
Or is it
are two that are each 325.
each.
Which would be enough.
So that's 1250. And then there's
There's
the 560
5 at
smaller
60.
ones. So there's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
You buy them all?
If he'll give us the two that are 325 each for 1225 instead. Or what? No, 300, 650, so that instead it would be 625.
Oh, sorry. So there's the one gem that's 600.
Yep.
And then there's the two that are 325. And then there are 5 that are 60. Are you asking him to drop the price of the two 325s to 300 each?
I was even going less ambitious and just saying we're gonna buy both of them. Can it be 625 instead of 650?
Make a persuasion check.
Well, because that's a thing that Greg knows how to do.
Can I say
Welcome
I think
to
that
business,
Greg needs some
Greg.
guidance?
It's a 7.
Yeah, you could have given them guidance while they were
It's an
haggling.
11.
I saw it was coming.
He looks at you and says, I'm sorry, but the prices stand. These are valuable gems and hard to find.
All right, it was worth a shot. Here you go.
So you just buy those two?
No. We should get at least.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get them all. Unless anybody has strong objections. Or unless we've been spending money that I don't know about.
You'd have to ask Nereus.
No, aside from the money we spent in Winton, there hasn't been any.
I think we can do this. And then we'll have to go to the bank.
Oh.
Did we go to the bank when we visited?
No.
We did not.
Okay.
We could always also raid the Dwarven ruins.
Assuming we can find them.
Yeah, we can get all of these.
Those are the important ones. I've got a few that'd be nice, but it sounds like we're gonna have to go to the bank before I get anything else.
Oh no, we still have money.
Cool. So that I believe is 1550, all things considered.
Yeah.
Great. So you spend 1,550 gold pieces.
Whoa.
And you have diamonds.
Great. I will put what we have left in our joint account, or my joint bag, in the chat. And that's not even counting my own personal money.
It's still an
Vegas
impressive
hoarding
figure.
all the money.
It's still an impressive figure.
Olive, you were after an agate, you said?
I was.
Um,
I don't necessarily expect them to have it so much as I wanted to get a sense of, like, what's the largest agate they do have.
yeah, he produces a fairly sizable agate that he says is about 600 gold worth of, like, this agate would be 600 gold. It's actually, like, very finely shaped, and, like, looks like it could be embedded in an item.
I don't think I need that, but it's very beautiful.
No, thank you. Perfectly understandable. Yeah. Spoot, as you're kind of looking around in here, you notice some like iconography that strikes something to you. Go ahead, make a religion check for me.
Oof, on the rolls today. Should I just do the knowledge, know the truth? Just fucking go all in? Let's do it.
Okay. With know the truth, that brings you to a 15.
Correct.
All right. With a 15, you recognize the iconography. It's a deity that everybody knows about, but very few people talk about.
The deity of Fight Club.
No, it's the illuminated mind.
The Illuminati?
The illuminated mind, you know, Spoot, through your studies, is the deity who crafted the Arcanum Progeneris, the original crystal that was then shattered, and is now the shards, and is now the fragments in the various items you possess.
And what I'm looking at, is it literature or things like with that symbol on it?
It's a symbol, yeah.
Yeah, I'll ask one. I'll ask about it. How did you go about acquiring these interesting trinkets?
Well, I am a devotee to the illuminated mind. I don't mind saying it's not very popular. They have not been heard from in a very long time. They did pour themselves into the Arcanum Progeneris, which gave us all the ability to use arcane magics with enough study, or in some cases, inheritance.
Spoot doesn't spell very well. If you were to read his journal, you'd know. Yes, I know very little about them, unfortunately, but I have been trying to learn. It seems very fascinating to me.
Well, not many folks apply worship. It's sort of a strange thing. If you use magic, why would you need to worship a god is a big debate. Unless you are getting your magic from the divine itself.
True.
My studies are arcane in nature, but I revere they who gave us the ability to do so. I would say that they are perhaps with us still, one of the only gods I think who might be in the form of the shards. Some they gave of themselves to craft the Arcanum Progeneris. So therefore, by giving of themselves into that pure crystal, when it was sundered, themselves were in the shards, and now whatever remains of those after the breaking, I suppose.
Well, that's an interesting way to look at that, for sure. Certainly,
such things would surely be of significance and import.
with these items here, you mean?
No, I mean, if anyone were to find pieces of the shards.
Oh, from what I hear.
There are rumors that they exist, and...
I've heard of these rumors myself, but there's conflicting stories as to where they would even be in the world.
Oh, yes. Nigh impossible to know, for sure. But someday...
I'm curious.
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just saying someday it would be nice to know, one way or another, if such things were true.
Oh, it certainly would. I'm curious, as I've been sort of trying to collect these stories and rumors myself. Have you heard of any maybe I'm not aware of? Any legends of where shards may have fallen in the world, or may be lying now?
Oh, anywhere where the uncanny or unexplained happens. There's a popular theory that Soul Mount was created by one. There's, to the south a bit, there's a popular theory that one lies beneath the boiling strait and is what's causing the perpetual waters to boil forever. All those sorts of things, There's rumors that various heroes throughout history have wielded weapons and armor gifted and crafted with these pieces of shard fragments.
Those would certainly be powerful tools and weapons, wouldn't they?
Oh, yes.
If what they say about the shards is true, even if they only have a fraction of the power of the...
Well, we know the shards were powerful. That is a matter of historical record, and certainly the effects of the breaking can still be seen today.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I'm always... Go ahead.
No, I was just saying I could go on for hours.
Well, I mean, perhaps if you've got some time later, I don't want to bore my compatriots here, but I would certainly not mind listening to whatever information you'd like to divulge. I like to collect, big historic stories, but the breaking is pretty historical, even if a lot of what we hear may be legends. I still find it fascinating.
Oh, yes. Well,
I'm curious. What might these items have been used for, you think, or what is their significance? The ones with the symbol of the illuminated mind.
Oh, it's just like a tapestry. It's not like an item.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Something that like they have to show, like I am a.
It's
There's
like
decor.
yeah, it's like they've hung a Star of David or something on the wall. That's essentially what it
Copy
is.
that.
It does have a little shelf under it with a candle, so it's like kind of a little bit of a shrine, but it's like not like serious if you want to go that route. It's a casual shrine to a deity no one's really heard from in a very long time.
Yeah, interesting. And what do you suppose has happened to this deity? Just very curious your take on that. I mean,
Well,
still out there, but just quiet.
well, there is, of course, the myth of creation of Nuuli is that once the Arcanum Progeneris was crafted, that gifted all of us with the ability to pursue arcane magics and craft them and create using them. School after school of study was developed, and one powerful user was able to harness these energies and gained access to the Arcanum Progeneris itself and slew a god and ascended to their godhood. We don't know which god it was, and we don't know which god was slain. That information has been removed. But we do know that following that death, the other deities sundered the Arcanum Progeneris in the primary division. Whether or not the Illuminated Mind was one of those deities or not is debatable. It is possible that they gave so much of themselves that the shattering of the gem itself sent them or lost them a corporeal form. It's unknown. But it's a fascinating mystery to undiscover and try to learn evidence of.
Oh, absolutely. One that I have just started to scratch the surface, so it's very exciting.
It would be a lifetime of study, easily, yes. And you
I can
probably
imagine.
wouldn't get very far. But it's the research itself I find most rewarding than the answer.
You know, I have to agree. I think that answers are certainly nice. Certainly nice to seek them, but it's a lot of fun. Just the searching.
Yes. Now, I'm sorry again, miss. If you are going to be in town for a while, I can make a few inquiries about acquiring an agate of enough value. It is possible my resources can achieve that.
That's all right. I don't need it that badly, and I don't know that we're going to be here for very long.
Understood. Well, if there's anything else I can help you with purchasing.
Well, I do.
Yes, I have all sorts of spell components.
I do have a couple of things that I'm looking at myself. If we have enough funds, Greg. There is. I'm looking for maybe a pair of rings made of platinum. I don't know if you have anything like that, or if you would recommend me to a jeweler.
I do actually have 2 pairs of platinum rings available. Yes.
Are you trying to marry somebody?
Do I want to sell stuff? I've got a lot of stuff I could sell.
That's true too. Yeah, I think I'm just looking for a single pair actually.
Very well. Yeah, what spell is this for?
Warding bond.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, they do have, or he does have some platinum bands, which he can sell you for 50 gold each.
Sure. If that is, actually, let me see how much money I have in my pocket. Nope, not enough.
What do you need?
Greg, I don't suppose we've got 100 gold pieces, do we?
Sure. Is it okay if it's in silver?
Silver's perfectly acceptable.
Okay, here you go.
It would be 1,000 silver.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my. And
What about Electrum?
he grabs a. You're not there. You don't get to Electrum my ass. He grabs a little a chest and like kind of does a quick counting into it, which takes a few minutes, but eventually.
Yeah, I sort of like reach into the bag and think really hard and pull out a handful, and I'm like, I think this should be 1,000 now.
Eventually, he counts out 1,000. Says,
Still
very
your
well.
grocery shopping in nickels.
Yeah. Hey, when you got it, you got it.
We keep finding silver, so.
Silver is perfectly acceptable currency.
Next will be the grandma paying in copper.
Yeah. Anything else, Spoot, that you're looking for here?
Yeah, let's see. What else do we have? If we've got another 100 gold, Greg, I think it might be nice if I finally got a focus, like a glass eye, maybe?
Don't you have a focus?
Wait,
What?
I need lots of focuses. Foci.
Scrying focus.
This is for scrying?
No, I've got a scrying focus. That one's quite expensive. I need a... Oh, wait a minute. What is this? I have a crystallized agate eye. Maybe that is the focus I got for clairvoyance, and I've forgotten to put a note on it. Do you think that would work? Yeah, it's worth 100 gold. Yeah, that must be it. Never mind.
I've also got 7 gold rings. I thought we sold the smut books, but they're still in here.
Those are good
Some
reading.
Domino masks and some chunks
Why
of
would we sell-
emerald
Why would we sell the smut books?
and some bejeweled. I don't know. I'm just realizing Greg has a bunch of stuff listed in the needs to be sold or to be decided on section of the bag. It's been a while since
Well,
we read
I know the
that.
jewelry was from Ozmag.
Some of the jewelry
Some of it
was
was.
from Ozmag. The jewelry from Ozmag is a silver brooch, a fine golden chain with a reddish stone, and an anklet set with red stones.
I took the anklet.
You took the anklet. Okay,
He's
great.
wearing it.
Have that anklet. But these 7 golden rings and this emerald necklace are all from other places, and these 2 chunks of emerald.
Oh, we don't. We want to hang on to the 2 chunks, I think, for now. Those could be
Okay.
worth a lot in the future.
Yeah, I've just been hanging out of stuff. I'm just and I have 300 gold pieces worth of bejeweled trinkets from someplace. Very specific.
Maybe this guy would like the trinkets.
I
since that's not
feel
specific-
like you got rid of one of the chunks of emerald for something, didn't you?
I
Oh,
honestly
we
don't
gave it-
remember.
We gave part of it to
Yeah.
in exchange for the Goblin book.
Yeah.
So we have 1 chunk of emerald.
We gave away an emerald. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I still have 7 gold rings, 5 of which are definitely worth about 25 gold pieces. 2 I don't know. We should all just
No.
start wearing masks.
Carrying around a bunch of masquerade masks.
Oh well, I have black velvet domino masks with silver thread in a cedar box, worth approximately 25 gold pieces.
Would anyone else like to purchase any spell components from this gentleman?
Perhaps,
No.
yes. I think the other divination, the focus or divination tool that I might need is and one that's a little bit more expensive than what I currently have for the Find the Path spell.
Okay. What is it?
A set of divinatory tools, bones, ivory sticks, etc., worth 100 gold pieces.
Bones, ivory sticks, cards, teeth, or card teeth?
Okay. So you just need some sort of divinatory thing for
We
finding
could just
I
next
thought
bandit
you
we
had
find,
some.
we just take his teeth.
There you go.
They're going to need a lot of bandit teeth unless they're made of gold.
Yeah,
No, I
it
thought
is
you
about the
had
price.
something.
I've got a
Ah.
dragon tooth.
It's not teeth that's the problem. It is they have to be treated and carved. And
Meow,
and
meow, meow.
random Bob's teeth aren't going to cut it.
They're not consumed, so this is an investment. I'm specifically like,
Yeah.
what can I buy?
I mean, don't
not
you have to
consumed.
see the point that you're going to use that spell?
No.
I
you
forgot
have
this
to be-
thing.
You have to be familiar with it.
So it doesn't work on a described location.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
Like
you
a
can
way
try.
home.
So, Spoot, he does have a set of divinatory tools available for what you would want to do. Yes, he has those.
Am I spending too much money, Greek?
For how much?
No, yes or no. Just like how much? 100 gold?
Oh, yeah, it's fine. We're gonna have to pay in copper.
Oh no. Maybe we shouldn't.
No, no, I'm kidding.
Just like ching, 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 just like minutes of just
Yeah,
coins
here.
falling.
Hours of counting later.
You're gonna have to buy him a new table.
No. We're gonna we'll do silver again. We should get rid of some of this silver.
Right, another 1,000 silver later.
Yeah. Sorry, dude. Thanks, dude.
He's perfectly content. He seems to have a lot of patience. And what and what you get are like metal sticks that are like forged like steel, that have runes carved in them that are filled with gold and a couple of chipped gems, like gem chips. One of them has like ruby chips, and one of them has like a blue stone chips. But you now have those.
Ruby and what else?
Like a blue gem, some kind of blue gem, like maybe a sapphire.
Cool.
Yep. Cool. Great. Anything else? Anybody from the magic shop, supply store? Cool.
Do they have any potions?
Yeah, he's got a couple. What kind of potions are you looking for?
I think just healing.
Girl, how many you need? You want to buy some from Spook?
Spook makes them.
Okay. I have
We can
one.
Make them regularly now.
I sure can.
Oh.
I've got about 6. You want one? I'll sell it to you for about 50 gold.
Okay, never mind. We don't need any healing potions, apparently.
Okay, great.
I gotta pay for my habit of buying trinkets for spells that I don't use.
Great.
It was just a thought.
I'm just...
Cool.
I think Nereus also has a healing potion.
That's just...
I've got a couple of regular ones.
So
I'm dredging up
you-
an old inside
Oh,
joke because
has
no one
one.
uses healing potions, and I'm always like, I got them.
Yeah, you finish up your business and you exunt. Nereus, flashing back to you. Oh, what's up, Spoot?
Just one more. I think we should buy some ointment for True Seeing. It's only 25.
Do you need that though? I've always cast that without any components.
Well, you did it wrong.
Well,
Or you were a
Yeah.
different class? I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely has a gold cost. So
Fine. Yes, have 25 more gold. Jeez, Boot.
I mean, I think it's going to be a very useful...
Do you not have 25 gold? Seriously?
Oh, I've got 36, so yeah, I could pay for this.
yeah. So just remember that. That's amazing.
I guess I could pay
How
for
do
this, I'm
I
sorry.
have all of this money?
36 is a lot for a turtle. But like spells get really expensive. I'm being frugal. Most of the stuff on here costs like 1,000 gold and is consumed. I'll probably never use those.
Oh my god. I gotta start spending money.
You made
Yeah.
Spook feel guilty.
Since you sold that massive gold statue to that elf, you haven't like gone to the bank in Fay Harbor. So
we did once.
Oh, that's right. You did get one withdraw, but it's mostly just been it was the expense of the mansion, and that's about it. But yeah, you can buy that spoot. Just remember that like the 25 gold is for one casting of True Seeing.
Correct. But I can't afford anymore.
Yep. But yeah, you can get that. It could be useful.
And my broker won't let me.
Your broker.
No, we can get more. I'm just. That just seems like such a small amount that you.
Meanwhile,
I've never put me back at.
Greg Hyde 66 platinum or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I've never put any back because every time we've gotten money, it's just gone straight to the bag of holdings. So Spoot just has started
That's not true.
with a certain amount and
sometimes.
is slowly spending it at the bars.
No, we've been dividing it up.
Have we?
Okay. Should I subtract?
Hey, if
25
y'all have
gold?
been tracking it,
I'll
then you
do
don't
it.
have
It'll
it.
be fun
So
later.
Yeah, no.
too bad, because I'm not going back and figuring that shit out.
No.
Here's your 25 gold, sir.
Glorious. He takes the 25 gold, gives you a little jar of mushroom, saffron, and fat, and you have a special ointment for seeing invisible and hidden things. He thanks you, and you all.
Sorry,
leave.
apparently my headset died.
Nereus, back with you. A little after midday, you see a familiar ship with familiar sails on the horizon, and within an hour, it has docked. You recognize Captain Kate's ship.
Yay!
It is. You see that like some dock workers go up and like moor it to the ship and get it in and everything. And you see a familiar figure walk down the ship or the gangplank from the ship, have a few words with someone, and you think you see your sister kind of shadowing the individual. She does stick out, Iffy particularly, because she
Which sister is that?
She was the kind of aquamarine skinned one with like the finned ears and the sea green hair and like fit and like what looked to be like spines or fins like on her arms and legs. And like big points. Anyway, you kind of see her, and then she like rushes off, and a couple of other individuals come and like escort the cap. You watch as Captain Cates leaves the docks under escort, which is normal, as the crew kind of busies themselves on the ship. But you see that the captain is like heading towards the exit of the docks.
I will head over to talk to them next week.
Yeah.
Tanner needs to sleep.
Yep. Yeah. So you head on up and head to that way. The rest of you have exited the shop, and we'll pick up there next week on Nuuli Forged. Well done, y'all. You gathered quite a bit. Well done, y'all. You gathered quite a bit of information that you didn't have before. That maybe you're starting to piece things together.
Matt's blocked from any more spell components.
And you got some useful spell components. So good job. I hope you all had fun this evening. Thank you, I've Got It.
We did.
For being here. Thank you, players. You're great for playing. It was a very like RP heavy episode tonight, but with the size of Nereus's family, it was kind of gonna be. So, but that's
There
okay.
might be more people in Nereus's family than in Olive's entire town. like Olive talked to it.
If Joy had her way, there absolutely would be.
Oh
I mean, you haven't even met all of them yet.
It's
Well,
true.
It's true. There's still a couple out of the house.
Yeah, there is one you haven't met yet. But yeah,
Very nice. But that's possibly more people than Olive spoke to in a month before she met you guys.
yeah. You are at your most sociable with these folks. So I know,
Same.
puppy. I
Medico
know.
agrees.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us this evening. We're going to go around. We're going to say some goodbyes, and I'll figure out who we're going to show some raid love to So when I figure that out, hop into the raid and let them know they've been newly raided.
Woo!
So let's start at the other top of the other side of the stack. Let's start with Spoot.
Hi, I'm the other top of the stack, and I've been playing Spoot. Spoot has been playing a Turtle Cleric, and thank you for watching. I know this was probably not the most exciting episode, it just went shopping, but I'm sure it'll be very helpful next week.
Indeed. Moving on next, we have Nereus.
Thanks for watching, guys. Sorry, I have a 16-hour shift tomorrow, so I really need to go to bed.
Yeah, no, that's it.
We'll see you next week.
Fantastic. Thank you. Moving on up to Olive.
Oh, hey, that's me. I'm Sarah. I have been Olive, who apparently did not need as many spell components as she thought she might. We are Nuuli Forged, NuuliForged, on all those social media type things like Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. And we have a YouTube channel where you can catch up on our past episodes, assuming you're watching this on Twitch. But if you're on YouTube, then you can also pop over to Twitch to see the new ones when they happen. And yeah, that's all I got. I'm sorry,
Great.
Words are not coming this week.
Great. Thank you so much.
Words are hard.
They are. Moving on up to Grig.
That's me. I'm Grig. The growling in the background is my Zyda cannon. It's Chomper, actually. Stop it. Yeah, I'm Amber. I play Grig. Yep.
Thanks. and we love you for it. And moving on up, last but not least, Defect.
Me, what can I say? I'm Mike. I play Defect, and I'll do it again next week.
Wonderful. And I've been Jared, your humble dungeon master here. We're going to raid, something we haven't raided in a while, we're going to raid Legends of Evantris. They are playing some D&D over on their channel, so hop in, let them know that they've been newly raided, and we'll see you all back here next Wednesday for more Nuuli Forged. Woo! Awesome.
Bye.
Goodbye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.